Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Friday, December 1st. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 77. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in Friday, OTB, December 1st, 2023. Wow, let's go, boys. Let's go, girls. Let's go, everyone. Happy holidays, everyone. Even the most curmudgeonly and Scrooge-like of you now have to finally admit that it is the holiday season. It is officially December. No longer can you get off your social media takes about people listening to Christmas music too early or putting up their tree before you deem it correct. Nah. It's Christmas time. It's here. And I'm excited, man. As you can probably tell from the edge in my voice, I got 1 foot out the door already, boys. Vacation starts after today's workday is done, and I can't wait. Got my Disney Jungle Cruise custom Tommy Bahama on. You already know, dripping as I prepare to head down to Orlando with the chillins over this weekend. Unfortunately, it means I'm not going to see you fine folks for a week. I'm sure I'll be posting on X or something, though. We got to get into it. My God, Twitter is just a real cesspool nowadays. And I think I've finally figured out, I'll probably explore this more in hour 3, but Elon is like the king of like late 90s and early 2000s internet, right? Like, I mean, he was coming up in that early tech scene, created PayPal, and honestly, that's what Twitter kind of feels like now, like between the branding of X.com, the kind of overall E-Bombs world feeling that you get if you go to the For You page, just like kind of nasty stuff that you would never see in everyday life, but suddenly is thrown all in front of you constantly. It's got a vaguely 90s hackery, dirty sort of feel. It's interesting, man. It's interesting. But then again, every now and then you get a beautiful story. Like probably my favorite sports story that I've seen in years about Mitchell Robinson and his high school coach, which we can get into a little bit in the second hour of the show. So like anything else in life, I guess there's good and there's bad. Hope everyone walks with a little extra pep in the step today. Be kind to others, all that good stuff. It is the holiday season after all. Boys, how we feeling?
Feeling good, man. Good vibes over here. Excited for the weekend. Done with high school football, at least for now. So don't have to work tonight. Going to the blender. Very excited.
Nice. Who they playing tonight?
The Spurs. Wembanyama. His status is kind of up in the air because they were on a back-to-back last night. But yeah, it might be his first game in New Orleans.
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a game today, Wemby. Do y'all understand that reference?
Yeah, the burger dude from Popeye.
Yeah, I think, and isn't his name Wimpy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
Wimpy.
go.
Shout out.
There you go, boys. Good job. I didn't know you were going to know the burger guy from Popeye.
Yeah, how can I not? Come on, bro.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guarantee Taylor had no idea what I was talking about when I said
I
that.
had no idea.
Yeah.
I still don't know who Wimpy is. So,
I don't know. He's this dude that loves burgers. Actually, of course. You're right. Duh. What am I talking about? Like, how would Mario not know?
Mario would know.
Yes,
we
of course.
were just talking about Universal, Taylor, like 10 minutes ago.
We
And they
were
had,
just,
like,
and Wimpy is all over. I mean, the whole there's a whole Popeye section of.
I've even done the Popeye log ride thing, and I still don't know who Wimpy is.
Isn't Popeye? I thought was like a circle raft ride.
Oh, you're right. Dudley Do Ride is the log ride. Popeye is the circle raft. You're right.
I'll never forget one of my, you form these core theme park memories. One of my favorite memories of my childhood was me and the fam. We all went to Florida. I don't know. I'm probably like 11 years old, 12. We went to Universal. And it was like 38 degrees, 40 degrees, absolutely freezing. But my old man was like a hardcore emulate Clark Griswold, like we're doing this thing, right? Like, so I've told this many times before, but we'd always wake up like, before sun came up, get out at the park gates before they opened up. As soon as they opened, we'd have to jog to the back of the park because all the rubes would all go to the first ride that they saw. So we would go back and work our way forward, therefore kind of working against the general flow of traffic. But we had to ride everything every time. And that included that Popeye water ride when it was 40 degrees out there. And none of the other family went. It was just me and my old man. Because, I was constantly trying to like prove to him that I was like tough and cool and stuff. and so we go. And it was so much fun. There was not a single other person on the ride. And so we were able to basically unbuckle ourselves and like free run from seat to seat to avoid getting wet as much as possible as the ride was going on. Very, very like core, visceral memory. And here's to hoping that I can get a couple more of those over this next week. Do y'all have a like theme park memory above all else that stands out?
I was just telling Taylor I went to the Hard Rock Cafe actually in Orlando.
Yeah.
And Fight for Your Right to Party by Beastie Boys came on.
Okay.
And when it got to the refrain, the whole restaurant kind of went, "You gotta fight."
No.
For your right. I was like 9 years old at the time.
Bro, there's some about when you're a little kid. I don't understand the depth of it, but when you're a little kid and you go to a Hard Rock Cafe, you think that's like one of the coolest places you've ever been.
It's the best. The music videos on repeat, the appetizers. Yes, I agree.
It has like, and maybe this is just the Men in Black making me feel this way, but it almost feels like, like a bit like sci-fi or future or alien in a way.
I also got lost at Disney World when I was like 5, but it was only for like 5 minutes.
It's
scary.
Well, I was going to say, it's also, though, that is one of my favorite parts about it. I don't know the stats, but I imagine it's damn hard to get lost at Disney for real nowadays. Like back then, easier. But now, bro, the tech that they have, the amount of cameras, the people they got creeping around there, like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it'd be damn near impossible. Did y'all see old boy on the Small World ride the other day, though?
No.
Proving that it indeed is a small world. He This is why you should never take hallucinogenics and go to a theme park. I'm guessing that's what he did. I don't know exactly what he did. But he stripped down completely nude and hopped in the Small World water.
We've all had that urge to do it.
Yeah.
I showed self-control. Barely.
I know.
Almost did it, but shout out to him, I guess.
It's like one of those deals where, you know how you hear something and you're like if something's a long odds statistic, like people getting struck by lightning. But if you hear somebody that you know or somebody you know knows that gets struck by lightning, I'm like, okay, I think I'm good now. Like, they kind of ate that stat for me. Like, I'm glad this guy did this last week because he ate that stat for me. I'm not going to be another statistic. You ain't going to catch me swinging meat outside of Small World. So, I mean, who knows? If he didn't do it, who knows what could have happened this week. So, very excited that he went ahead and protected me from such a... I mean, his life for real though. He's probably a sexual predator now. That's awful. You can't do that. To be painfully clear, that dude ruined his life. Now, sorry guys. Boy, today's gonna be something, isn't it? Like I said, senioritis. Get in the chat. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN. Big quarterback name hitting the transfer portal. I want to get into this hour. Championship weekend. Want to break down all the games with the boys. Champagne Shenanigans coming up at 9 a.m. I rewatched the Santa Claus last night for the first time since I was a kid. Since I was like for real, which is crazy. Probably about 20 years. And I've got a lot of thoughts. Certainly. It's a very good movie, but it's always funny when like you have a movie that you watched a lot as a child, and in your head it's one thing, but then you watch it as an adult, and it obviously, I mean, you just see things completely differently. So I do want to discuss in hour number 3 something I'm calling the Scott Calvin conundrum. Now, obviously, I don't think the movie is well, I shouldn't say obviously, because maybe some feel it is. The movie is not necessarily representative of what I believe to be Santa. In terms of like who that wonderful man is that flies all around the world and comes into our homes and eats our cookies and drops off presents for kids and good little boys and girls. And we can't wait to, I cannot wait to hear the radio air traffic control reports come in when he starts to fly in Christmas Eve. I'm already excited, dude. But yeah, we'll get into the Scott Calvin conundrum coming up in hour 3 as well. So keep it locked. Coming up next, a little sports. How about them LSU women's basketball last night, boys? Massive win. Angel Reese back. Nisa Morrow continuing to dominate. Reese grabs her 1,000th rebound. More impressively, Coach Kim Mulkey, 700 wins. How about it? Give it up for Coach Mulkey. What a legend. A legend in so many more ways than one. I mean, how nice. 700th win against a top 10 team. Final Four rematch. Of course, it's a dominant win as well, because what else would it be? And at a time when the haters are swirling and there's so many people whooshing on this team's downfall and this woman's downfall, said, not today, fam. And they beat that ass in the PMAC last night. Shout out to everybody who went out and supported that team. And we got some really good information from the press conferences on Angel Reese and what her last few days has been like. Shout out Shaquille O'Neal, who apparently she was leaning on during her 2 weeks away from the team, talking to him daily, checking in, and just kind of, parsing through what needs to be done. All right, when we get back, let's start to talk some football. Who's the big quarterback? Can he be on LSU's radar? Coming up next here on 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com, communitysteelco.com, based in Gonzales, Louisiana. And that's important, y'all, because that means there's a live and local sales team, okay? Not no online order forms, answering machines, people from out of state. No, people you can actually interact with, form relationships with, so that when your business and or your personal steel needs, when you have something where you need, you need your partner in this thing to be nimble on their feet, to be able to work with you, to understand you and your needs and your concerns and what you are looking for. That's that live and local touch from Community Steel. But the best part is, look, it's at a great price. The best price. And they build everything on site, high quality steel products. And if you don't believe me, again, because they're in Gonzales, you can just go look for yourself. Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
One day they found him.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 9.
On championship weekend, it's the Georgia Bulldogs and Alabama Crimson Tide for the SEC championship. Immediately following that game, it's Michigan and Iowa for the Big Ten title. Tune in to catch both of those games right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Nothing like Vince Guaraldi around the holidays. I listen to them all fall, but this is one that, you do save for Christmas, or I don't know. I like to start listening to this around Thanksgiving. There's a lot of good Vince Guaraldi Trio playlists on Spotify. I'd recommend checking them out if you have not. All right. Right now, I want to get into some football. We got some recruiting news and some Pirtle news. Imagine that. Boys. A player that y'all have watched closely over the last few years has committed to the LSU Tigers, and it's a player who has, quite a bit of name recognition as, you'll see. Who was it, boys?
It was Keelan Moses, the
Moses.
younger brother of Dylan Moses. He's 2025 4-star linebacker, plays both ways of U-High and does it really well. He's kind of their short yardage power back. Great player. I mean, sideline to sideline linebacker. They blitz him off the edge a lot. They kind of use him like Harold Perkins was used last year as a freshman, sometimes in the middle, sometimes off the edge, sometimes he's in coverage. I mean, he can kind of do it anywhere you need him to on defense. We mentioned his ability to run the ball on offense. I mean, great pickup there for LSU.
He's going to be a linebacker on the next level, though?
Yeah, he's a 4-star linebacker.
Okay. Heck yeah. 2025 class looking kind of nice. 2024, I mean, we're here on the edge of early sign day. Are they going to break in the top 10?
It looks like it. I mean, there's some uncommitted guys out there that
really
are trending LSU.
Okay, look, I'm not as hard as some fans will be. I'll give a thumbs up. And it's so funny, right? There's like thousands of man hours and millions of dollars in planning that goes into something like this. And I'm like, I'll give a thumbs up if you're top 10. And if you're 11, so help me God, we're going to talk about how bad the recruiting is and what an awful job it's been. But that is kind of, I mean, I feel as long as you're staying in the top 10, you're staying relevant, you're good.
Well, and then not only that, I always look at, like, did you feel the need? Like, remember the greatest class in history for A&M a couple years ago, which wasn't actually the greatest class. I mean, Jimbo stargazed. He's like, I'm going to take 4 safeties. I'm going to take 6 defensive linemen. I lost my entire offensive line. So what do? I only bring in 2 offensive line commitments, but I signed 4 tight ends, so it's okay. Like, he stargazed. He
well, to be fair, Jimbo does love tight ends, but that does sound like bad roster.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't fill his
bad
needs.
Positional recruiting. Certainly.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw how it worked out. He's out now, so I always look at Philly needs over star rankings, anyways.
What's it feel like to be like a Georgia and an Alabama, Ohio State fan, and you just get like 5 stars at all your needs? It's got to feel pretty good too. But whatever, screw 5 stars, dude. They never work out at LSU anyway. Except for Will Campbell, shut out, legend. They kind of don't. Remember, we looked at that. Another athletic deep dive from this summer, and in a lot of ways, LSU is kind of like SEC Iowa in that we are one of the worst with our 5 stars panning out. I think it's like a less than like 50% hit rate, but just absolute legends when it comes to turning 3 stars and 4 stars into the NFL consistently. So shout out Tigers. Okay, so Keelan Moses committed to LSU. That's great. Just a year and some change away from watching him sign. Maybe something more immediate. This was, okay, so remember we had the Matt Rule clip yesterday. Did we play that on the show?
Which one?
Were you talking about the price of a quarterback?
Yeah, talking about how much quarterback cost.
Okay, so Matt Rule, speaking, and let's be clear about this as well, he's talking to the press, but by extension, he's talking to his boosters, his fan base, one of the most passionate fan bases. Again, NIL is the key to Nebraska getting back. They just need to convince, like Matt Rule needs to do enough to convince Warren Buffett to come back on board. And others, right? I mean, whatever. The point is, Nebraska, I think it's going to be one of their strengths. But yesterday he's talking to me, and he's like, "Look, if you want a good transfer quarterback, it's $1 million, $2 million, like a $1.5 million. Like that's the going rate for a great quarterback in the portal." And to be clear, again, that is Matt Rule saying, "Guys, we turned it over 30 times. If you want to be good, all we have to do is fix that number, and the key is just getting a quarterback." And I thought maybe it was going to be Jeff Sims. It was not Jeff Sims. I could not take the turnover out of the man despite taking the man out of Georgia Tech. And so he has his own motivations. But after he said that, I'm looking at the quarterback transfer portal market. I'm like, hey, who would fetch that? Like, you think Notre Dame gave Riley Leonard $1 million? Is Riley Leonard worth $1 million? And he's going there, right? That's confirmed. Riley Leonard, Notre Dame.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Interesting. At some point, Notre Dame was like, "F it, dude. We can't develop quarterbacks. Let's just go get him." But like, would you pay $1 million for Riley Leonard?
Not with the injury he just came off of, no, because, he tried to come back and play. And we broke down his numbers yesterday. He wasn't great after his first injury. He had that tweaked ankle. It took away his ability to run. He's not an elite passer.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be, though, if he has that ability to run. He didn't really have that, and then he got hurt again. So with his injuries, with his not an elite passer, I wouldn't. But, I think he's a good player nonetheless.
And then there's DJU out there. I'm going to pay $1 million for him, though Michigan State would certainly be somewhere by he may be looking at going if he wants to stick with Coach John Smith. I'm trying to think about the other bigger names out there before the one that we're going to get to, before the actual big one, or whatever. The point is, out of all the quarterbacks, there were some interesting names, but nothing that I would deem that I would pay Rule's quoted price for. I think that would be a bad investment. That was until Dante Moore from UCLA hit the portal yesterday. Former 5-star, was committed to Oregon forever. Bo Nix comes back. He's like, I'm out. I'm going to UCLA. Had a frisky beginning of the year where he eventually wins the starting role. And remember, going into the Utah game, he was like one of the top 5 highest rated passers in the country. Limited sample size, but have been really good. Then I think he throws pick sixes 3 games in a row. He ends up getting benched. Not overall awful stats, though. I mean, a lot to work on. It's like 55% completion. I think he's around 1,500 yards, maybe 11 touchdowns, 10 picks, somewhere around there. But a true freshman with a massive amount of talent. And I also feel pretty comfortable. I mean, look, also, like, that's kind of to begin with, that's not an awful freshman stat line. Like, there's a lot to clean up, but it's not awful. And also, I don't think Chip Kelly has the offensive touch that he used to have in the past. Like, UCLA was a team this year whose strength is actually on the defensive side of the ball. And Chip Kelly got fired, right? Did we even talk about that?
Not really.
That became official, though, right? Yeah. Chip Kelly's out at UCLA. So, Dante Moore hitting the portal. He's from Michigan originally. So, you would imagine that the Wolverines be having, imagine Michigan State be going after him hard and John Smith, even though, like, well, I say that John Smith wants to run a very pro-style system. That feels like DJU. It is. I mean, we saw it this year. It fits him much better than we want him and Clemson were doing. Dante Moore would be wasted with Jonathan Smith. But, I mean, look, J.J. McCarthy's had a lot of success, right? If you want to kind of pound out the mistakes and just focus on efficiency, short throws, taking advantage of athleticism, well, Harbaugh and McCarthy have proven to be able to do that over the last couple of years. Thinks there looks like there'd be is McCarthy coming out this year? Does he have an extra year left?
He has a year
I'm sure he
left.
has a year left, but has he said anything yet?
He hasn't said either way, because if you remember 2 years ago, Cade McNamara won the starting job over J.J. McCarthy because he was a true freshman. This is McCarthy's second year, so he's actually a true junior.
Okay, no, UCLA kept Chip Kelly. Sorry, never mind. Anyway, go ahead.
He's a true junior. He's only been in there 3 years. So, yeah, he has an extra year left. No one said yet. Honestly, it was a big recruiting surprise. I mean, a lot of people thought Dante Moore was a lock to go to Michigan. So, I mean, that's a place.
So when he went to Oregon, it was already a surprise?
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing that's interesting, would you put together a package to offer Dante Moore if you're LSU?
It's tough, because you mentioned it. He had an up-and-down freshman year. He did some nice things. He's probably thrown in there before he was ready.
Yeah,
if
definitely.
I think about it. UCLA went through this exact thing with Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He was an undersized guy. He got thrown in there before he was ready. By the time he was a senior, he was a great player.
Mm-hmm.
He's done some nice things in the NFL. So it all depends. I mean, I wouldn't throw a ton at him because he's still kind of unknown, but, I mean, I'd bring him in.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing. This is going to be one of the guys that gets $1 to $2 million probably on offer. So to bring him in, I feel like you have to have, let's just call it $1 million, right? Two, I'm probably out. 1.5, I'm probably out. $1 million, as crazy as that sounds, I think you got to entertain that, man. And it kind of goes back to what we talked about in the portal, always trying to improve that position to eventually reach a point where, whether it's a veteran backup that you try to convince to come down here or somebody maybe you're just unsure, like, are we at the point where you almost have to get a guy every year? Dante Moore is the first name where you're like, huh. Also, I think this is where else it's staying out in my mind. Is it not impossible to play? I mean, it's impossible not to me, to play with these ideas after watching what Jayden Daniels just did as a transfer quarterback coming in here and the athleticism on display, more in that Lamar Jackson vein of player. Not to say that there's any one pathway to success. You don't have to be an elite runner to be a great quarterback. Not even in this offense, I would think, even though I guess Garrett Nussmeier is going to have to prove that. But yeah, I doubt there's any more to LSU juice, but kind of to my point about why winning the Heisman matters so much, I think, if money's not the deciding factor, or if your money is equal with whatever else is being offered, or you can equally offer it, I think from a pure pitch standpoint, being like, hey man, 2 transfer quarterbacks have come in here and won the Heisman in the last 5 years, including one that plays a very similar style of football that you do. Like Mike Denbrock proving that he can have just immense success with a quarterback. And really Brian Kelly, which Brian Kelly couldn't say that before. This is Brian Kelly's first ever year he's had dominant quarterback play. Like, that was actually one of my biggest concerns entering the year, is if you go back and you look at Brian Kelly's quarterbacks, especially now with how spoiled we become, they look pedestrian. Like meh, like really nothing to write home about. Now, Denbrock broke off when had those really good years, and especially the Desmond Ridder year. And that's where kind of he ended up surpassing whatever Kelly's quarterbacks had ever done. But now he's obviously outdone himself with the development, and Jayden Daniels and Joe Sloan's done a great job. So, I mean, I think you would have a strong pitch to Dante Moore. I just wonder if you would deem it necessary. And this is where I was thinking as well, why bowl season is actually so interesting now. If Jayden Daniels leaves, I mean, then bowl season becomes a super extended statement period for Garrett Nussmeier. And so it's like, you know, the more things change, there's still value. Maybe the value is different. Like back in the day, the value, you know, way back in the day really was just going to a bowl and winning a bowl. And everybody played in it because it absolutely mattered. Somewhere along the line, we realized that, the New Year's Day bowls are kind of the best. The other ones are fun. They're kind of whatever. Then especially with the advent of the playoff, New Year's Six, like, okay, yeah, there's some pride there, but like even a New Year's Six, if it's not a playoff game, your best player may skip. And now we're to the point where, like, if you're a true NFL prospect and you're not playing in, everything's contextual, but kind of on the whole, you're not playing in the playoff, well, it might behoove you to go get ready for the NFL, where you're going to have to do things like run 40s, jump verticals, and broad jumps, and all the sorts of things that you don't do with football training. And so, yeah, the bowl games, you could say, have lost luster because they're not going to feature some of the best players, but I'll be damned if you're a fan of a team and if it isn't infinitely interesting to kind of get a preview of what next year's team may look like, right? Some of those younger weapons that are now going to be asked to do larger roles and have basically a full camp to prepare for it. I mean, you get 15 practices. So, like, if you know Jayden Daniels isn't playing and you have Garrett Nussmeier, he gets 15 practices to get ready to play in a game, that's pretty awesome. And that's fun. And for Nuss, it comes with its own, like I said, it is an extended sort of tryout to say, no, you don't need to go waste money on Dante Moore. You don't need to go do this or that. Sure, you want to bring in like a Petrus. Well, Petrus is going to go somewhere and play. But you get the point. Like, if you think you have somebody that you can bring in to add depth to the room and maybe you're convinced them they'll compete, that's whatever. But you don't need to overcommit because I am the guy. And that's going to be exciting to see. And look, that's if Jayden Daniels doesn't play, I don't know why he would, but I also can't make that decision for him. So bowls are different, but they are still very interesting to me. All right, when we get back, what do you think? Go ahead and put your comment to the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. And remember, if you're feeling a little... No, you know what? Actually, we'll do DraftKings when we get into the pontoon parlay later in the show. Y'all see you on the other side.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It was a humid day. Barefoot children play. Looking for that summer shade. Time to slip away. Some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. $20,000 off plus no payments for 90 days on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hey, boat owners, check it out. It is the holiday season, which means it's time to buy yourself a gift by taking your boat to the next level with our friends at Front to Back Boat Service. Now is the perfect time to upgrade your boat and get it ready for that warmer weather, whether that's trolling motors, HD sonar, anything and everything. The Sherman family's been at it for 30 years, and Devin's going to take you through 30 more. Find them on Facebook at Front to Back Boat Service or go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Join us for Lock of the Week Friday from Rufino's on Highland Road. We preview the conference championship games across college football. 11 a.m. start on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Y'all, welcome back to Off the Bench. Yeah, Jake is out today. He's on vacation. Well, he's not on vacation, actually. Because we work multiple jobs. He is covering the SEC championship for Sirius, and so he is already on his way to Atlanta. And it's kind of interesting because I told you I got a bit of senioritis with the vacation on the horizon, and so I was already kind of like, let's just all trust tree here, guys. I'm not going to say this is my most researched or planned out show. It's Friday, champagne shenanigans. Your boy's feeling like just in a good mood. December 1st, Christmas. And then to right before, but I'm like, it's okay, dude. Jake's gonna be here. We can just bounce, talk football, whatever. And then the show started and Jake wasn't here. And I was like, oh, crap. Damn, forgot. But so I got Mario and Taylor hanging out with me. Kevin asking my favorite Disney park. We can get into this in a little bit. I've seen a lot of Let's Go Washington all show long, and let's be clear, abso-freaking-lutely. If you are an LSU football fan, you have as much of a rooting interest in tonight's game as I think you could possibly Or I guess I should say you have way more of a rooting interest in tonight's game than we would have ever guessed 6 months ago at the beginning of the football season. I would have never thought, I would have been pumped if you'd have told me you get undefeated Washington against one-loss Oregon in the Pac-12 championship. I'd been like, hell yeah. What I would not have known is that Jayden Daniels would have maybe just put together the best quarterback season of all time. I mean, have y'all seen the chart of his numbers against all the Heisman quarterback winners since 2017 or since 78 or something? And he's on top of everybody. He's just beating everybody, every Heisman winning quarterback from the last 50 years.
Yeah, they showed something recently too. It was he was ahead of the last 11 quarterbacks to win. Quarterbacks too.
Yes,
not just
quarterback specifically. Well, I should hope he's throwing for more than Devontae Smith did. But it's just it's wild. And it's wild that Bo Nix really might win it just if Oregon wins. And then did y'all see the nuke launched by LSU football yesterday on Jayden against what was
Bo
the
Nix
exact
and Trevor and Penix, right?
Well, it was Penix, but what was the qualifier for the opponent? Top 50 defenses.
There you go.
Top 50 defenses. I think Jayden played 7 of them, and of course averaged 400 yards a game and over 3 touchdowns a game. Penix had maybe played 4, and it was at 250 and 2.5 touchdowns, and Bo Nix had played 2. And his stats were all right. I think it was 300 yards, maybe 2 touchdowns. It's just what are we talking about? He has the best numbers by far. He did against the best competition by far. And yet, if Bo Nix wins tonight, he might win the Heisman. And that just feels like theft to me. And so, yeah, I never would have guessed it. But tonight, I'm not cheering for Washington just because I've been a little husky boy all year long. I'm supporting that big Penix energy because I want Bo Nix to lose. And I want Jayden Daniels to win the Heisman. It is that simple.
It's so funny. I had this.
I also think Oregon just got. Sorry, Taylor. Just real quick. I just think Oregon's gotten. I've talked about it, but I think Oregon's gotten way too much love from the eye test and from the committee. Their resume does not stack up against Texas. It does not stack up against. It's worse than Ohio State's. It does not stack up against Texas or Alabama's though at all. Ohio State and Oregon are more similar, but even Ohio State's is better. And yet, Oregon remains the one-loss champs. Why? I don't entirely know. They even had a close game against Texas Tech early on, but whatever. I don't know.
No, we were laughing last night because I remember early in the season we had a big debate over who was better, Washington or Oregon. Credit to T-Bob, he's been right so far because Washington won. I was on the Oregon side of things. Remember we were going back and forth or whatever, and then Victoria was like, That'd be cool if Oregon lost, and Jayden Daniels wins the Heisman. I was like, yeah. I was like, on one hand, Jayden wins the Heisman. I was like, or do I want T-Bob to be wrong and me to be right?
Exactly.
I was like, it's a debate. I was like, Jayden may have to take one for the team.
No.
I'm kidding. We were laughing about it, but no. At the beginning of the year, like you said,
wow, Victoria knows football like that. I'm impressed.
Would you have imagined? Not only is there so much college football playoff on? If you would have said the college football playoff and the Heisman Trophy comes down to Washington, Oregon.
No.
I mean, it's incredible.
It's true. The Pac-12 finally did it. We always accuse them of cannibalizing themselves, always tripping up at the end. That's mainly in the form of Utah losing a couple early, then getting hot and winning the conference. But they're going to get a playoff team. Guaranteed.
And it's so funny because that's part of the reason that conference collapsed. They're like, the eyeballs aren't on the Pac-12. They play at weird times. You cannot tell me that that's not going to be the most watched championship game of this weekend. I mean, it has to be.
I never know with TV ratings. They always kind of. So I mean, bro, with Kirby Saban.
Yeah, and that game is on a Saturday, so that does help them out there.
Saturday at 2:30 prime football time, bro. I think the Kirby Saban thing's the most fascinating thing ever. No, Mario did not say women don't know football.
That's basically what he said.
No, I said I'm impressed Victoria knows that much because, again, my own wife, or I'm just surprised to learn about, whose significant others aren't into it. Because, again, I asked my own wife, not but 2 weeks ago, under 2 weeks ago, what LSU's quarterback's name was, and she said Brandon Terrell, and then he wore number 9 and had cornrows. So the point is, some people don't, some significant others don't know what the hell's going on. If she knows as much as that if Washington wins, then Jayden wins the Heisman, hell yeah.
Well, we were last night, and she doesn't like football. Like, make no mistake about it, she's not a fan, but like she's becoming a fan, and I don't think she wants to.
Yeah.
Because like I'm in the kitchen, Thursday night football is on, and like I see her clapping, and I'm like, "What are you clapping for?" And she's like, "The Cowboys they crossed the yellow line. That's first down, right?"
Wow.
And she's like clapping along with me, and I'm like, "Here it goes. This is the start. Like we're slowly getting."
It's
there.
like watching a baby take her first steps.
Yeah.
It only took you 4 years in a marriage to get to that point.
Hey, better late than never. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Better to have loved than, well, you haven't really lost. That doesn't play. Whatever. All right. Oh, damn. Daniel Basham mansplaining at its purest. Oh, did I just mansplain?
No, you're good.
Did Taylor mansplain?
Probably.
I don't know. When we get back, let's celebrate these Tigres here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. I finalized the Mini. Was that yesterday? That was. Whoa, dude. Weird. Long night. Yesterday, went by All-Star. Shout out my guy, Big T. Everybody else. It's so easy when you buy from All-Star. Clearly having everything explained to you every step along the way as you sit down and to kind of customize your Toyota certified warranty. Really diving into, okay, what do you think you need? What do you not need? This is what this does, this is what that does. It's the people are what define All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. The product is great. It's a Toyota. You know they're going to stand the test time because you all know you had a friend who had a Tacoma that was like 30 years old, still running beautiful. Right? You want a hybrid, Tundra, Sienna, whatever, RAV4, like, you know the vehicle's great. What separates All-Star are the people. Go see them for yourselves this holiday season. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, boat owners, check it out. It is the holiday season, which means it's time to buy yourself a gift by taking your boat to the next level with our friends at Front to Back Boat Service. Now is the perfect time to upgrade your boat and get it ready for that warmer weather, whether that's trolling motors, HD sonar, anything and everything. The Sherman family's been at it for 30 years, and Devin's going to take you through 30 more. Find them on Facebook at Front to Back Boat Service or go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
the best-kept secret.
This Sunday for a trio of NFL games. We start with the noon kickoff, the Dolphins at Commanders. Immediately following that game, it's 49ers and Eagles. And then the nightcap, the Kansas City Chiefs at Green Bay Packers. Catch all three of those games right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Ryan Smith, T-Bob, do we have a discount code for Skull Axe Throwing? Yes. You go to gcx.com. Early Bird, all one word, Early Bird gets you 20% off. It's right there on the website as well. So gcx.com. More on Skull in a little bit. Unfortunate that we had to push it back, but I did have a very good time decorating the tree last night with the fam. Elite Christmas vibes. Also, the older I get, and I try to put together as much of a dad outfit as I could today with my Tommy Bahama and these pants and boots, but the older I get, the more meticulous I'm becoming about my tree. And shout out Louisiana Nursery. That's where I get my tree from. And they do a very good job of explaining things. But, so like now when I get it, because I'm a real tree guy, you get the tree, you have them do the fresh cut, you bring it home, you hose it down, get some of the tree preserve while you're there. And then you want to put like nearly boiling hot water to water that tree on the first night to really suck that up. And then obviously just making sure you're keeping it watered through the Christmas season. We'll see if I can keep it, fully healthy and vibrant throughout this entire month. But shout out Louisiana Nursery. I don't even know the difference. It just feels there are certain things that as you get older just feel like I don't know that I'll ever see any visceral difference because I've used it for a couple of years now, but the tree preserve, but I'll be damned if it doesn't feel like good and responsible to be using that tree preserve, right? Just doing things the right way. Kind of like this LSU women's basketball team, man. How about it? Angel Reese returning to action last night, drops 19, gets her 1,000th career rebound. Now foul trouble keeps her out a lot of that first half, but Anissa Morrow just continues to dominate. May actually by the end of this season be the centerpiece. She is right now, but may carry this through even over Reese as the centerpiece of this team. 19 and 15, 2 blocks, 3 steals. At one point, having a D up an All-American that had a 5-inch advantage over her after Reese had to go sit down. And there's a video, 7:45. We don't need it with sound, Taylor, but if you could play the video at 7:45, it's of Coach Mulkey and the team celebrating in the locker room, as this was Coach Kim Mulkey's 700th career win. And of course, Coach Mulkey, whose resume could fill just hours upon hours of diction and is long and storied. Of course, her 700th win doesn't come against some cupcake. It comes against a top 10 team that they played in the Final Four last year in front of a great crowd at home where they win by 19. I love this video as well. Her players bringing out the walker for her, making fun of her for being old and how long she's been in the game. Look, you only get 700 when you've been doing this thing for quite some time. And Angel Reese making it abundantly clear how she feels about her coach, right? And after the game, talking about how, look, man, I'm human. It is what it is. We're good. And basically saying that, like I said, when she was away from the team, talking to Shaquille O'Neal every day, Shaq checking in on her, making sure she's staying right. But what I love so much about this, there's just so many people, even people like LSU fans, I feel like, but there's so many people, just vultures sitting on the edge of this team, just waiting on the downfall. They hate Coach Mulkey. They hate what Angel Reese represents in terms of this young superstar phenom athlete in the middle of college suddenly becoming a superstar and getting this huge influx of cash. They hate it all. They want it to fail. They want to be able to say, I told her so. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen, man. You're going to have to keep waiting because this LSU women's basketball team looks freaking awesome. And that was a massive win last night. So shout out to the Tigers. Shout out to Coach Mulkey, Nisamar, Angel Reese, everybody on that team making it happen. And especially a shout out to the haters, of which there are many. Ashley Megan said, I just heard a hilarious BK story from the Kelsey pod. I'm guessing it's the Who the F is 53 story. It's been sent my way a lot. But it's a great story. Coming up hour 2, let's dive into championship weekend. We'll allow Taylor a bit of a Thursday night football recap as well. Keep it locked on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. $20,000 off plus no payments for 90 days on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hey, boat owners, check it out. It is the holiday season, which means it's time to buy yourself a gift by taking your boat to the next level with our friends at Front to Back Boat Service. Now is the perfect time to upgrade your boat and get it ready for that warmer weather, whether that's trolling motors, HD sonar, anything and everything. The Sherman family's been at it for 30 years, and Devin's going to take you through 30 more. Find him on Facebook at Front to Back Boat Service or go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
I'm Tom Granick with Gil Martin, Wardo's Po' Boys in Natchez, Mississippi. On behalf of the Granick family, we invite you to run, walk, or stroll in the 2nd annual Rudolph Roll. Held on the beautiful Natchez Bluff, this holiday event will kick off at 8 a.m. on December 9th and will include a 10K, 5K, and 1 mile kids fun run. Along with the race, there will be live music, drinks, and of course, po' boys. We're looking forward to an even bigger party this year. For more information, please check out the link on Wardo's Facebook page or scan the QR code. Hope to see y'all there.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Countryside, I saw him ride. One day they found him.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Friday, December 1st. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 77. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
I was in a great mood all morning long. And then Tony had to come in the chat. Murphy, Sam, and Jody never mansplained, just saying.
I feel like they've maybe mansplained a little on those kind of programs.
Okay. So real talk, actually, this little bit aside, I feel like they probably actually do mansplain.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like there's a bit of mansplaining.
I listen to shows like that, like whatever comes on 102.5 with JC Chavez, like there's a fair amount.
It kind of feels like mansplaining is kind of baked into the show a little bit. It goes both ways because a lot of times the guys have to be like, oh man, I'm, like, oh boy, I'm an idiot. but then sports comes on, the guys are like, well, here's the deal. So yeah, probably actually a little bit of mansplaining.
I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal anyway, so.
Okay, relax, Mr. Mansplainer. We get you, Taylor. Okay, relax.
In the grand scheme of things,
chill out,
of
dude.
all the things that you could be accused of, being accused of mansplaining is really not that bad.
It depends on the source.
Well, the thing is, yes, it's not going to be anything morally awful, but the correlation between being a D-bag and mansplaining is pretty strong. Because I don't know, I just that's at least how I see it. But then again, I'm kind of talking because those people are generally people that think they're always right, want to explain to you why they're always right. But I do a radio show and I try to convince you that I'm right every day. Yeah. So that's just me.
And this is just my perspective.
It's just me.
My opinion. Like, it feels like sports is way more mainstream right now than it was even compared to 5 or 10 years ago. Like, people that don't follow sports kind of know what's going on compared to not long
I
ago.
think there's definitely been and there's been a concerted effort by leagues like the NFL to try to garner more fans.
Very concerted.
And it is paying off. I think that live television is more and more simply becoming just sports, and all other television is enjoyed on demand. And I think, look, man, the product's just easier to get to. It's more in front of your face 24/7, and it turns out a lot of stuff is fun when you actually engage with it. And so I'm sure there's a lot of women who, when they were little or younger or something, were never just maybe never. I mean, growing up down here, it's probably hard to avoid that, right? But I'm sure many have had the experience where you're never exposed to something, and then you are and like, oh my God, I love this, or even whatever, this goes both ways, obviously, right? Like me with this Nutcracker musical theater stuff. Like now I'm bummed that I stopped doing all this in junior high because of football, whereas I get more my favorite time of the week every single week is Nutcracker rehearsal time. It is the most favorite thing that I do for myself on this earth. I love when we were filming our night shift Dungeon Dragon show. I used to love doing that once a month. Not even that gives me the fulfillment that it does rehearsing with the homies. So, don't let societal norms tell you what you can or can't enjoy, okay? Taylor, it's time to lean into that feet thing that you keep talking about. Just don't let people hold you back from that anymore. Don't hide that light under a bushel. Shine a flashlight on them toes, and you really get in there.
You put me in a bad spot more than anybody I know.
Why?
But at least I don't
look. We have to live an open life here for our wonderful community.
Sometimes you got to put a foot in your mouth.
The thing is, that's not a fetish of mine. It's just I like to know things.
Yeah,
I like to know about a lot of different things.
I agree. I'm the same way. That's why I'm a general studies major. Duh. I mean, why else?
Makes sense.
It wasn't just because I, needed to kind of fall back on something and stay eligible. It was harder for you because you had to learn a
little bit of everything.
I grew up when they asked me in 5th grade, what do you want to do? What degree do you want? I said I want to be a general studies major. like when I was 10 years old. So, I just made my dreams come true, basically. Daniel Basham, a bunch of men, mansplaining. I guess so, actually, right? Don't worry. When Rivers gets here, we'll at least get some injection of estrogen into the show.
Okay, but I guess going back to it, which one of us actually mansplained? Like, what actually happened?
I have no idea. It doesn't actually matter.
I was telling a story about how Victoria was kind of becoming a Cowboys fan, and I enjoyed it. And then you were like, "Yeah, my wife doesn't like football."
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody. I think you're taking the bit too literally now. I think we ended up just transposing it into a couple mansplaining jokes. Now I'm going to get to a funny joke which made me laugh, which had said maybe we should have Victoria on the show since she was watching to do the Thursday Night Football recap, since she was watching the game and Taylor was in the kitchen. That's from Gulf South. That was funny. Okay, Taylor. How we feeling, dude? Cowboys 41, Seahawks 35. Dim girls now 9-3. One of the only games in NFL history in which there was not a single punt. Can you say enough about Dak Prescott? Freaking legend. Dak Prescott. Like he said last night, he don't care about anybody else's voice, because he's the one that holds the pen and he's writing his book. And guess what? Dak really gets in his writing game when there's money on the line. When it's a contract year and there's monetary gain to be had, my man is basically like Thoreau. He goes to the woods and he just buckles down and he writes. I don't know if it was actually Thoreau that went to the woods. But anyway, point being, how excited are you, Taylor? This is from NFL insider Jonathan Jones. He's the lead NFL insider for CBS Sports. He's also on Real Sports on HBO. Cowboys Dak Prescott could, quote, absolutely challenge Joe Burrow as the NFL's highest paid player. Of course, Burrow recently signed that $275 million deal. And with Dak's contract next year being $60 million, calling that impossible. It's extension season, baby! Let's go! Dak Prescott going to be in a Cowboys uniform for years to come, baby. How we feeling, Taylor?
If he keeps playing like this, T-Bob, I'm not totally against it.
Hello, he's got you in a hater pretzel.
He does. And look, it was never like, I hate everything Dak Prescott stands for. I just didn't think he was the guy to get the Cowboys to the next level. I was like, if you don't think your quarterback can win you a Super Bowl, then you don't have a quarterback. That's just how I viewed Dak Prescott. I may still view him like that.
I think that's ridiculous.
We'll see what he does in the playoffs. But
how many quarterbacks can win a Super Bowl? 6?
Yeah, dude, I agree, Taylor.
But you see, the thing is, like, I don't care about other people's teams. I care about the team that I pull for.
Okay. So you're saying, F it, dude. I have an impossible standard that you have to meet.
Well, look, could you be in a worse situation? Yes. My only complaint was, like, when you looked at Dak's numbers, he probably wasn't worth the $45 million. He probably is this year, but the past couple years, he wasn't. If he keeps playing like this, I think it's a godsend that Mike McCarthy's calling plays for this team again. I hold him in a lot higher regard than most people do. Everyone loves Kellen Moore. I don't. I kind of thought Kellen Moore was the main issue with that offense last year. Jake will disagree, but Justin Herbert's probably worse this year under Kellen Moore.
No, I mean, Justin Herbert's definitely worse this year. Justin Herbert's kind of been doing nothing this year.
And then Dak's a lot better without Kellen Moore. So, I mean, I think that a lot of people got to point the finger in Kellen Moore's direction. I think him and Dak.
No, Kellen Moore's definitely losing the breakup between him and Mike McCarthy. That's fair.
And McCarthy and Dak, they got a nice little marriage going. I mean, there was design QB powers last night, which Dak Prescott was so good at that in college, and it's something he was never really able to do in the NFL. They did that a few times last night.
I can't wait till you pay him $55 million
like
and
to
do
see
design
that.
QB powers, and you're just going to be sweating every single one.
I don't know if I want to pay him $55 million. But look, anyways, back to the game last night. They won the game. Should they have won the game? I mean, I think the Seahawks, the Cowboys got away with one last night. But look, that's what you got to do when you play a team with a winning record, you're at home. You got to lean on that home crowd. That's what they did. They got the victory. I'm happy with it.
Yeah. I mean, Adam Fields is making me sick, guys. Me too. You're sitting here complaining about Dak Prescott, and I just watched Derek Carr get the number one not top 10 play on which is hard to do, right? There's some really stupid stuff on that not top 10.
Well, not only was it a pick six at a crucial point in the game, but even had Bates not been there, that pass was going to be well behind.
No, the pass was awful.
Everything
was awful. There's no deep middle, so that guy's just reading your eyes, like Scott Chanley pointed out. I mean, we all know everything is awful, but still, you don't generally see a pick six on the not top 10. That's a relatively normal play. It shows you how extra normally bad it was. Extraordinarily bad probably is a better word than extra normally. I think that's a word.
Maybe this is because I didn't grow up as a Saints fan, so I'm not as mad about it as you guys are. Obviously, Dak. Almost called him Dak. Derek Carr hasn't played that well, but should that have been the number one play on the not top 10?
But that's my point. That is exactly my point.
There was nobody that dropped the ball before the goal line. That happens all the time. Or
that's what I'm saying. There was some of that. There was an awful own goal in major. I don't know if it was Premier League or Bundesliga.
A pick six makes it over an own goal. Pick sixes happen all the time.
Exactly,
again,
but that's how bad this one was. That's how elementary this one was.
I mean, it wasn't
the setting, everything. The throw itself was awful. It's the Saints-Falcons. Gotta have it game. Division on the line. Season on the line.
I get it.
No, I'm shocked that they engaged with that much nuance.
I don't think that should have been the number one on the not top 10. There were worse plays than that.
Well, guess what? I do. It sucked. Okay? It felt like the number one not top 10 plays. Somewhere out there, Stan Verrett was actually in control of not top 10. That's the only explanation that can be
an own goal is way more that would have been the equivalent of Derek Carr being I'm going to throw it out of my own end zone.
No, that's the equivalent of a pretty bad own goal. Especially I get it. You got to engage in more nuance to feel that way. But being a 10-year vet, such a big game, everything on the line, god awful decision. God-awful throw on the decisions. He actually led Jesse Bates. You know you're supposed to lead your receiver? He threw it so far behind that he actually led Jesse Bates in stride so that he could run the opposite direction.
He got that head start he needed, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He hit him, perfect throw on the run, putting him in the other end zone.
T-Bob, it should have been a not top 10 if they would have showed Carr after the game congratulating Jesse Bates. I think if they would have included that would have been worse. They should have included that part in it.
I mean, but that's in my mind. Again, I feel you. There's no way they engaged with all of this context. But in my mind, all of that is in play as to how it became.
Yeah.
That
might be the worst part
of it.
And
the $40 million that you're paying for Carr, and how god awful he's been in the red zone and in the 10-yard line. It's all a part of the garbage gumbo that is the New Orleans Saints offense this season. Adam Fields repeats, this is making me sick, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. Nothing. We didn't actually do anything.
Also, Taylor, this doesn't really poke a hole in your Dak Prescott conversation there, but just kind of facts. You were born in 98, right?
No, 96.
96? Okay, then that adds a playoff victory. But since you were born, the Cowboys have won 5 playoff games, and Dak was the quarterback for 2 of them in your lifetime.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Show some respect.
I mean, I don't think that really has anything to do with it. I mean, playoff success is playoff success. It doesn't matter what the guys in front of you did.
I know. I'm just saying as a Cowboys fan haven't experienced that very much. And a few times
he's given you more than
it was Dak.
I want success so bad, and Dak hasn't given me that. So that's.
But he has though.
That's what Mar is saying. He kind
physically
of has.
and tangibly.
You're right. He has won 2 playoff games. Yes. That solves my hunger for success.
You haven't. Bro, the Cowboys, actually, this is maybe why you're kind of a real one, because the Cowboys have kind of sucked compared to what they used to 100%.
And I'm seeing the same thing that I've always seen, and I want to see something different. I think that plays into my favor.
Oh, snap. We forgot to call Big Fave. All right, let's go to break, and then when we get back, we'll check in with our boy, big as a gorilla, Big Fave. Coming up next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hey, boat owners, check it out. It is the holiday season, which means it's time to buy yourself a gift by taking your boat to the next level with our friends at Front to Back Boat Service. Now is the perfect time to upgrade your boat and get it ready for that warmer weather, whether that's trolling motors, HD sonar, anything and everything. The Sherman family's been at it for 30 years, and Devin's going to take you through 30 more. Find them on Facebook at Front to Back Boat Service or go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
Join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Preston Guy talking football. Get you ready for LSU basketball in the PMAC. And let's go Huskies in the Pac-12. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is the new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Oh, Fave will perspire as he dances by the fire. Remember, this hour of OTB brought to you by Skull Axe Throwing. Skull Axe Throwing, okay? GCAxe.com. We had somebody asking to chat about it earlier. Go to GCAxe.com. Use the promo code EARLYBIRD, all one word. You save 20%. So you're looking for something fun to do this Friday night, date night, boys night, girls night, like a corporate team building event that's going to be a bit different. Go feel the axe, that thunk when that axe hits, man. Skull Axe Throwing right there off Elite. Go there today. Big Fave. Hello, somebody. What's happening, bro?
Hello, somebody. What's up? I hear y'all jamming on the Christmas music.
Yep. Yep. You should, yes, Fave, you should do a crooner. A couple crooner Christmas songs. I would love to hear you flex your voice in that manner.
Yeah, man, get a little Frank Sinatra on.
Yeah.
I'm with it, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. What crooner song would you sing? Which is do you have a favorite of that variety of Christmas song?
I really don't. I pretty much like White Christmas. That's
okay.
one of my favorite ones. One of my favorite Christmas song is "I Did It My Way" by Frank Sinatra.
Yep.
I always thought that.
I mean, it's an absolute timeless classic. I'd love to hear you use your voice in that way, man.
Yeah.
Fave, what's going on? We going inside the trenches in Marrero today?
Yeah, we're going inside the trenches in Marrero today. It's a little rainy one down here, but I mean, I'm listening to y'all. We kind of talking about the same stuff. Obviously, the Saints is offense and what could they do, right? It's been so depressing this whole season. And, we're going to talk college football playoffs. And, of course, we're going to reference my man Jayden. But I heard Taylor was a little upset. Hey, now, a lot of people don't know this, but since I was a young kid, I was a Cowboys fan. I always kind of watched them. But, look, T-Bob here.
It's okay.
Deal,
it's
right?
okay. It's okay.
Back then, when I first fell in love with the sport, our team just wasn't good. Like probably this Sunday, fans was wearing bags on their heads.
Yeah.
So because of that, because we didn't have cable coming up in the hood like that, we don't let the regular channels. So the only games that would get picked up were the Cowboys games in our area. So that's kind of Deion Sanders, Troy Aikman, that whole song.
I get it. No, I get it, bro. I get it, Michael. I get it. Emmett.
Yep.
I get it. So where are you going with Taylor on this though? What were you getting at in terms of do you think is Taylor too negative a Cowboys fan?
I think so. And look, I get it
Yeah,
because we do kind of trip ourselves up. Like we don't want to count the eggs for their hats with the Cowboys. They always set us up for probably the most recent annoying deal was the no catch by Dez Bryant, he catches that, then it was all that deal. So my thing is to tell, let's just take it light on Dakota. He's from Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? He's a Louisiana boy. He's from Northern Louisiana. He ain't Southern Louisiana. And to be the starting quarterback to one of the teams that probably gets the most scrutiny for just being horrible since the millennium came in. We didn't get a ring since 1995. People wasn't born yet and all that stuff. I think this year, with a wounded NFC, right? And the NFC don't look too hot. I mean, look at the NFC South. Philly does look good. That's our only Achilles heel. Philly looks.
Bruh, what about San Fran? What about Brock Purdy and San Fran, dog? Your third fiddle.
Look.
Third fiddle.
Listen to me, T-Bob. Here's the thing with that. He has the weapons around him, right, to be successful, and he has really good coaching. That's why Brock Purdy is able to do. You put Brock Purdy on a roster like this with this staff on offense.
I mean, I've seen enough from Purdy where I would love like a hypothetical chance to put that to the case because I did see like an Orlovsky breakdown of like a throw Purdy made where I was like, oh my God. But But you're also not wrong. I mean, he's thrown to Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, CMC. He's got Shanahan calling. Like, yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying.
You got everything wrong.
Fave, I mean, I don't even know if I want to talk Saints. They're a disaster. They gotta start over. I don't know if they're going to or not. Are you going to be watching this Pac-12 championship tonight, cheering on the Washington Huskies?
Am I? Listen, I am so vested in the Washington Huskies right now.
Yep.
Matter of fact, y'all had a little trip out there. Y'all had a chance to go play and rode on the floating bridge and all that.
It was awesome. It was very fun. I remember that.
Yeah, man, that's cool, bro. We get those experiences. But this is my thing, man. Michael Penix, play your best game. Y'all go out there, do y'all thing. We is rooting for Jayden, baby. 5 because, I mean, this is the thing. It's just not fair, right?
Yeah,
the individual award, and you have, if Oregon wins it automatically, man, that's
crazy.
What about the entire season?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Crazy, brother.
There's no numerical argument to be made. Like, you really can't find a single numbers advantage for Bo Nix, save for win-loss. And, like, if you know football nowadays, you'll know that, like, when it comes to quarterbacks, even though we judge them by win-loss, it's like one of the most flawed ways to judge a quarterback. And especially if you look at Jayden this year, when you look at the games they lost, how they lost them, what he did in those games. And unfortunately, I'm just worried, man. I'm worried that's too much. It takes too much effort on the voters' part to get there, and they're just going to see 9-3 LSU. And if Oregon wins, they'll see 12-1 Pac-12 champ Oregon, and it'll be Bo Nix.
But that's the whole thing. We go down to Johnny Manziel story. We go down to, I talked to RG3 last week. He was out there obviously covering the game. He thinks Jayden is going to be a top 10 pick.
Yeah, no, okay. So remember, Underhill told us recently he thought he was going to be top 20, and then Dane Brugler of The Athletic had Jayden in the top 10, third quarterback off the board. Well, I mean, that's the thing. You ain't drafting Bo Nix before Jayden Daniels. Like, no way. Jayden Daniels is more athletic. He throws a better deep ball. He makes more big-time throws. He throws into tighter windows. Like, it's not close. Like, and that's why you're going to tell me Jayden Daniels wouldn't start in Oregon? Bruh. Let's have an even competition and see who wins the job between Bo Nix and Jayden Daniels. Nix is great. Daniels is better.
It's serious, man. And look, this is the thing. You have a guy, when he was in the SEC, he was an average quarterback. I mean, he was running around like a little kid, lost his candy against us when he came down here. But he wasn't the top quarterback in the SEC then. You have a guy that comes from the Pac-12 to a harder conference and gets better. So I don't – listen, man, it's going to be some stuff if this child doesn't win this Heisman. And I just love the way he approaches it with humility. Smiling all the time, just congratulating his teammates. He's someone who definitely deserves this award.
Fave, are you hearing anything about the bowl game? Looking forward to anything in the bowl game, or are you not there yet?
I'm a little there. What I'm hearing is, we may go to the Alliance Bowl and play against like Notre Dame or someone out of the Big Ten.
Brian Kelly Bowl. Hell yeah. Okay, that'd be fun.
That would be dope. That was the Outback Bowl. They changed it to the Alliance Bowl, but bro, let me tell you something, T-Bob. I just want it's all, and we hadn't been brought up as players to talk about individualism. Like, that doesn't, no I in team.
Yeah.
I know there's a me in it, but still, my whole thing is when you look at Malik Neighbors trying to go break that record. I mean, obviously the Heisman to be over, but for Jayden to make another top 10 case and to get a flash of next year. I'm pretty sure, like last year, Coach BK is going to play a lot of underclassmen. We may see a lot of nuts in the bowl game, obviously after we get a couple. But, I mean, it's just I'm proud of this team for finishing. I know I wasn't excited about the defense this year. The defense got a lot of criticism from all of us. rightfully so, because we're not used to seeing that type of product from LSU. And out of all the years, our defense won't be trash.
I know.
We picked the year we got our Heisman Trophy.
I know,
And
bro.
it's the only thing that's hurting this case. I mean, it's you kind of look at the Ole Miss game. Alabama, you know, we out there in Alabama. It's a little Saban playing a little better. You know, Florida State, I'm sorry, bro. Florida State was just better than us. Look, T-Bob, we do this, bro. We watch football for various reasons.
Yeah, no, they were just better that game. No, 100, like that's the thing that Brian Kelly, because 6-2, you know this, Fave. If you go 6-2 in the SEC, you're generally going 10-2 regular season, which is great. It's the FSU game that has screwed you. Well, last year, and then also A&M was inexcusable last season. But whatever. Like, that's the main thing Brian Kelly needs to get fixed is whatever he's doing in camp to evaluate the team, they are not emerging as the team that he thinks they are, at least not the last 2 years.
Not at all. And you have to start with how we're utilizing our defensive players. I mean, mid-season of the year, I'm just putting on a D coordinator hat. DK, I'm not kind of trying to come take nobody's job. And it was a stressful job anyway. But anyway, just putting on a defensive coordinator hat, looking at my D-line, looking at my team. I'm going 3-4 defense. I'm going 3-4. I'm putting Big Mason Smith over the center.
Yeah.
You know, I rotated Big Tank in that part. You know, let those four eyes, let Savion and maybe Jacoby. You can switch your DTs at the head up fours. Put Ovi, you heard me, and maybe Harold Perkins at the Jokers and the Justice. Yeah. Run your two linebackers. I'll run a little wheat, and Dan Greg 10, and then let your the secondary look good. I don't get the whole time we talking about, oh man, the secondary we worried, they're young. They wasn't the problem against Alabama. They wasn't the problem in Texas, some of those drives in the Texas A&M game. You know, I know they went to cover 2 trail. Yeah. Well, I mean, you had a guy that was basically your size, catch a ball and run it for a touchdown.
I know, bro. That hurt. That hurt. You can't have a fullback going for 50 on your dome.
Man. That's just not a good look, bro. That's not a good look. So that's the only thing I would have made those mid-season adjustments, and I think you let your guys up front 2 gap so they can't go wrong, and let your linebackers fly around. I mean, heck, it's the area of the team we came in expecting a lot of, obviously with Harold Perkins being a star player he was last year. So I mean, it's just as a D coordinator, you have to make those decisions. You can't go off of what you want to run all the time. You have to go off your personnel and then make a decision from there.
Big Fave, Marlon Fave, right? Soon to be a Merry Fave Miss coming to record stores near you. Fave, Inside the Trenches today, rare and small sliders. What else you got going on?
Have a holly jolly Christmas. Yeah, I might do it. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about it.
Little three song recording, bro. 3-song LP. Let's go, dog. Just do the Christmas song for me. The chestnuts roasting on open fire. That's my favorite. I'd love to hear you sing that.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Okay, Fave. All right, bro. You have a great day.
Peace out, man.
Hello, somebody. Big Fave. Legend. As Mario said, just a ball of good vibes. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's going on? Y'all go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Toyotathon is going on right now. And you want to go to All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com and you want to go check out the deals that they have going on. The current deals last through December 5th, okay? So go look at them today. You want to lease a new Camry for just $299 a month for 36 months? Well, they got you. How about a new 2023 Tacoma RAV4 in Tacoma for just $399, and then a new 2024 Toyota Tundra starting at MSRP $39,978. Let's go. So you can look at the inventory online, look at all the great deals. But again, remember, the people are what separate All-Star, whether it's, my guys, Big T, selling the other guys in finance, the service department, just everywhere, top to bottom. Miss Lisa Sessions in the rentals, they're the absolute best. Make Christmas extra special this year with the brand new Toyota All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, boat owners, check it out. It is the holiday season, which means it's time to buy yourself a gift by taking your boat to the next level with our friends at Front to Back Boat Service. Now is the perfect time to upgrade your boat and get it ready for that warmer weather, whether that's trolling motors, HD sonar, anything and everything. The Sherman family's been at it for 30 years, and Devin's going to take you through 30 more. Find them on Facebook at Front to Back Boat Service or go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 225-323-8000 or go to BatonRougeMen'sClinic.com.
Final week in the high school football playoffs, and we get started at 6 with Louisiana Prep Preview presented by Brock. Catholic High and Rummel kick off at 7, and that's immediately followed by Louisiana Prep Scoreboard presented by Lake Urgent Care. On YouTube, Your View and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Ooh, Nick Saban already starting it up. Telling Pat McAfee show, if you're a one-loss team, you play through this conference, you're one of the best 4 teams in the country.
But you're not, because you lost to Texas.
Well, I mean, regardless, again, yes, like at a certain point, we can't just do everything based on the eye test. And that's where most deserving and whatnot comes into play as well. Again, Michigan, TCU is the prime example of beware. Like, after that happens, all bets are off. You can't tell me that anybody's just going to beat anybody. Because TCU still was not actually that good. They were good. They were fine. Whatever. I mean, great story and everything. But they lost Kansas State in the Big 12 championship. They beat the hell out of a Michigan team that should have beat crap out of them. And then you saw what an actual elite team should have done to them. But still, TCU won that Michigan game. So all bets are off after that.
It's not their fault.
Oh, no, I ain't hating on it. I'm saying all bets are off. Like, don't, miss me with any eye test. So here's what it was. This is every Heisman quarterback since 1971. So the names on this list, like Eric Crouch, Gino Torretta, Ty Detmer, Carson Palmer, Andre Ware, Johnny Manziel, Charlie Ward, Doug Flutie, Lamar Jackson, Troy Smith, Jason White, Matt Leinart, Vinny Testaverde, Bryce Young, Chris Winkie, Caleb Williams, Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, Sam Bradford, Cam Newton, Bo Nix, he's not. Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, Robert Griffin III, Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, and Jayden Daniels. Okay, they're all on this chart. And this comes from this guy, the Crew Fantasy, Bot has stat. And so every Heisman winner since 1971. Highest adjusted yards per attempt, Jayden Daniels tops the list at 13.6. The next three, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow. Highest passer rating, Jayden Daniels tops the list at 208. Only Joe Burrow at 202 is the only other quarterback in the 200s, and he's at 208 to 202. And then Baker Mayfield's third at 198. And then at fourth is actually Knicks, but it jumps all the way down to 189. So really appreciate how absurd that 208 number is. Yards per carry, of course, Jayden Daniels first all-time over all the other great rushers on this list, 8.4 yards per carry. Next on the list are Kyler Murray at 7.2, Johnny Manziel at 7.0, and then Lamar at 6.0. So again, significant gap between Jayden and his counterparts. Total yards per game, this is the one that he does not lead in. He's at 412 per game. Now, it's much more than the 339 from Knicks. But Andre Ware is actually first at 424. What a dog. He ended up playing in the NBA forever, right? And then Ty Detmer is second at 419. But, guys, I mean, are you kidding me? Yards per attempt, passer rating, rush yards per carry, all quarterbacks since 1971. Getting it done through the air and on the ground. Best quarterback, best player in the country. Give him the Heisman already, man. Who do you think is going to win the SEC championship on Saturday?
I'm going Georgia Bulldogs. I think again, look, Milroe's been great. He's been a lot better since the beginning of the year. I trust Carson Beck more. He doesn't turn the football over. He's been steady. He knows how to run that offense. Their defense is a little bit better than Alabama. Alabama's a great team. They've gotten a lot better. I just think that Georgia's been better top to bottom throughout the whole year.
Georgia's just better, like top to bottom. I think Bama will give him a fight. Milroe coming off that miracle will probably play with some confidence, but Georgia's just too much.
The top to bottom's interesting because to me the defenses are basically equivalent. Coaching, you could maybe give like a slight edge to Kirby, but I'd say that's a wash. Offense feels like where the difference is. Georgia feels much more complete from a weapons standpoint, much more consistent, whereas Alabama is much more kind of haphazard and explosive. From a matchup standpoint, I think this is actually a bad matchup for Bama's offense because when they've struggled is when a team is good enough to kind of force them to have to play within themselves and try to be more methodical. And Georgia's defense, while it doesn't create a lot of havoc, that's because it's kind of by design. Like, they don't add to the rush. They just keep a base four up front and they play coverage. Like, they very base and just rely on their talent and their methodical nature and their ability to make plays, make you play underneath them. So from that standpoint, I feel like that's a bad matchup for Alabama. And I do feel like the offense is where the disparity lies. So I, too, got Georgia. Not by a wide margin, but I got Georgia. But what's crazy is I keep thinking about the scene from A New Hope. The first, ever released Star Wars movie back in 1977. When... And not from a character standpoint, because we all know, like, in terms of who's the character, like, Saban's the Emperor, blah, 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 right? But there is that beautiful scene in the escape from the Death Star when Obi-Wan and Darth Vader finally come face to face again. Wise old Obi-Wan, his old master, Vader's old master. And what does Vader tell Obi-Wan when he sees him? And imagine Kirby saying this to Nick when he sees him this Saturday. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. He later goes on to tell Obi-Wan, your powers are weak, old man. And then finally at the end, you should not have come back. I mean, bro, are you telling me that's not exactly what Kirby is telling Nick this weekend? You know, when I left you back in 2016, I was the learner. But look at what I've done. With an empire on my left and you, an empire on my right and Clemson, I half-braised one higher than both. Your powers are weak, old man. You should not have come back. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if old Kirby can get it done. But that's what's on the line. If Alabama wins and all of a sudden, you know, all the rumors of Saban's death and the death of the empire are overrated and it's the empire striking back. If Kirby wins, it is official. There can be no more. There can be nothing else said. I don't care if the overall record isn't in Kirby's favor or whatnot. It'd be the first time Georgia ever beats Alabama in Atlanta. It would give him a second win over Nick Saban. He only has one right now. It would be the exclamation mark on settling the debate. Cannot wait to watch this game. All right. When we get back, close out hour 2, then Champagne Shenanigans begin in hour 3. Keep it locked, OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlum.org, 925-8552. CentralPlum.org, 925-8552. Go to Central Plumbing today. Call them, really. You know, get in touch with them for all your plumbing needs. Very easy to set up. Incredible customer service. What am I looking for? Jeez. Licensed, bond insured, flat rate pricing. Great warranty coverage once the work is done, right? They send you information about exactly who's coming in your home so you can trust it. They got a massive fleet too, y'all. So over this holiday season, remember 24/7 emergency service, because plumbing's one of those things where if it goes awry, you might need it fixed like immediately. Okay. And at Central Plumbing, they understand that they can fulfill your needs. And it's not just commercial. It's not just residential. It's also commercial, but also they've been at it for 50 years. Okay. So I don't care what the issue is. If you got an old house, new house, whatever, they've seen it all. They can fix it all. It's your one-stop plumbing shop. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552, CentralPlumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. We'll visit with Mike Triplett, and it's announcement day for linebacker Keelan Moses. We'll have the decision 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Ha-cha-cha! Welcome back, OTB. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday, a wonderful December 1st. We're going to learn, Carson Beck. We're going to learn how real you are. Let's go Huskies, too. I can't say it, but you know what I want to say about the Ducks. It's my favorite 4-letter word than the Duck. Texas, Oklahoma State. Texas, don't F it up, okay? You got all the way here. You've done all the hard work. Now you're in a weird spot where you kind of maybe got to win big to get some love. I don't know why that's the case. I think you're being cheated, but don't prove all the haters right by blowing it against Oklahoma State. You are the much better team. You match up great. They want to run the ball. You by far have the best rush defense, really the only good rush defense in the entire Big 12. You give up sub 3 yards a carry. You give up 85 yards a game on the ground, one of the best in the country. Much more dynamic at quarterback. This is an Oklahoma State team. I get it. They've had high highs, but they've had some low lows. Okay, Texas, you got this. Don't screw it up. I know many of you Texas fans think I hate you just because I tried to hold you to a higher standard than you wanted to hold yourself to. Okay, but this is it. Don't screw it up. Louisville, FSU, who do y'all think wins?
Man, Louisville.
I don't have a great opinion. I don't have a great opinion on that.
Louisville's weird. They're coming off that loss last week. They had such a good season besides 2 just awful losses to Pitt and Kentucky. I'm going to go FSU. I feel like they're going to play with an edge with, what's going on with the committee and Travis being out and people counting him out. I'm going Seminoles.
I'm going to go
classic look-at spot for Louisville last week. Like I said, I don't know much about this game. I'm not carrying the Kentucky result into this game, though. If I'm I don't think that's going to affect Louisville.
That's fair. My point is Brown's done a great job.
No, I agree. I think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, they're volatile. I can't trust them.
I think I'd go FSU as well, but it's a close one. I don't feel good about it. It's one of those games where it's like you make your pick and you're like, should have picked the other way. I don't feel good about it either way. I'll go FSU just because they got more on the line.
Yeah, I think they're going to
want it.
Team.
But without Jordan Travis, it's going to be tough. So I don't know.
Greg Lamont saying Tate Rodemaker's rumored to be out for this game as well. Ooh.
Let me check on that.
William Anthony wasn't there. Story about the FSU quarterback missing the game. Concussion related. Ooh.
Oh, boy. Bill Chance. Maybe I got to switch my pick to Louisville today.
I don't even know what you're referencing.
It got actually nothing.
Just
actually nothing. That was just a weird voice that I just found my way into out of nowhere.
All right. Like an alien / South Park /
I think Florida State's going to win the game.
Okay. Now you kind of sound like Kent Lowe.
Like who?
Kent Lowe. Basketball guy.
I mean, it wasn't unlike. That's fair. It wasn't unlike Kalo. Shout out to the legend, Kit Lowe, living legend, the man.
That guy's seen a lot with the
One
basketball program.
One of the absolute best, dude.
Yes.
Wait, do we have that Angel? I know you're looking up some right now. We have that Angel Reese audio. Can we play it right now? All right, play it. This is from Jock Two-Set.
Angel, last year at the Final Four, I remember you saying you needed Kim Mulkey in your life. Do you still feel that way today, and why or why not?
I'm going to say that today, tomorrow, next year, to the day I die, and that's just how I feel. And I'm at LSU because of Kim Mulkey, and that's how I feel.
Let's go, guys. This is for everybody trying to doubt the LSU women's basketball team. Angel Reese, that's about as emphatic of an answer as you could say. Hour 3 of OTB coming next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
RejuveMeMedical.com, RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Look, man, you want to feel bigger, stronger, faster, better, get your labs drawn, figure out exactly what's going on with your body, what's wrong, where it could get better. Well, Rejuve me's there for you. Baton Rouge, Metairie, Slidell, and now Shreveport as well. You go to Rejuve me, and they're going to customize a plan, like I said. So look, andropause, menopause, facial aging, mood and memory problems, your weight sticking in ways that it wouldn't before. You're not seeing the results from the workouts that you used to in the past. These are all things that are natural through aging, but they're also treatable, okay? So go to Rejuve me, set up the consultation, figure out exactly where your body's at, and maybe it's something like HRT, right? Hormone replacement therapy, which has paid great dividends for just millions of people across. But maybe it's semaglutide. Either way, if I can figure out what it is with Rejuve Me Medical, RejuveMeMedical.com.
His name was King. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, boat owners, check it out. It is the holiday season, which means it's time to buy yourself a gift by taking your boat to the next level with our friends at Front to Back Boat Service. Now is the perfect time to upgrade your boat and get it ready for that warmer weather, whether that's trolling motors, HD sonar, anything and everything. The Sherman family's been at it for 30 years, and Devin's going to take you through 30 more. Find them on Facebook at Front to Back Boat Service or go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Friday, December 1st. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 77. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. And you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome in hour 3 of OTB, which means it's time for some champagne shenanigans. For the first time in a couple of weeks, got Rivs Huey back in studio. Rivs, what's going on, girl? How you doing?
Just catching my breath, you know.
Yeah, just ran up the stairs a little bit.
It does not matter how in shape you are, who you are. Those stairs will get every person.
I just feel like, and maybe this is probably not helped by the fact that we live in the flattest part, of the world.
I do a lot of cardio.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. No.
So it's like shocking to me every time I get to the third floor how actually out of breath that I am.
Yeah, I mean, not to brag, I have a resting heart rate of 60, okay? And I'm still out of breath.
Are you alive?
When I hit that, it was 80 for years. So I'm very happy about that 60 number.
I feel like you just...
But this computer's done as soon as I get some money this Christmas anyway. But
this is probably a dumb question. So.
Yeah.
What is
There are no dumb questions, only dumb people.
What is a good resting heart rate? I know when you're working out what you're looking for, but what's a problem? Is that too low?
I felt no, I don't think that's too low. I think low. I feel like almost lower is always better, right? But 80 was too high, and I was 80 for years and years and years. 80 feels too high. 80 just feels like your heart's just pumping overtime.
Maybe I need a new computer.
Getting after it.
There's a normal resting heart rate for adults ranges 60 to 100 beats per minute.
Okay,
so you're right
60
there.
to 100.
Right there. Cool.
Maybe I need a new computer. Just not even telling me it needs to be charged.
When did you get that one?
Well, it just worked yesterday.
No, but what year though? I'm just curious because this is a 2018 boy, and
earlier than that.
It was the cheapest one I could buy in 2018, and I have nothing saved on here, no pictures, no video, no audio. I have cleaned this thing out to its barest essence, but freaking Apple, doing classic Apple thing, has made the OS so memory heavy.
Oh yeah.
That it's out of memory.
Yeah.
I have no RAM. It doesn't function. It's unreal. I can't even have. All I can have is the internet open.
I'm not even getting that thing that's hey, charge your computer.
Nah, I think it might have bricked out. If it's older than 2018, that's getting up there.
I used it just fine 2 days ago. No problems.
Well, look, right before somebody dies, they're alive, they were just alive yesterday. What happened? That's kind of how that tends to go.
I don't really need it.
So, by the way, actually, real quick on a football note, sneaky good pickup here. I didn't see this, and I've never known this guy's name before this story, to be fair. But the Kansas OC's going to Penn State. And I don't know how much Lance Leipold was the mastermind behind that offense, or Andy Kotelnicki. That's a hell of a last name. But Kansas offense has been really interesting and cool, and has done really well working in multiple quarterbacks and everything. That's a big pickup, I think.
Yeah, the thing about it is as good as Jayden Daniels has been in that offense, Jason Bean came in, you didn't miss a beat.
Well, you missed a beat, but not a major one.
No,
not a major one.
Bean can run a little bit, but they're kind of different style QBs, and your offense was still able to function without changing a lot of things. So
Kolnicki's good. That's a good pickup for them. All right. So, Rivers, I watched the Santa Claus last night.
Yeah, I saw that you have some Santa Claus stuff to talk about.
First time I'm watching about 20 years. And I want to be clear, right? I am not talking about what I believe to be the real Santa Claus, right? Like, I have my belief about the real Santa Claus and kind of his immortality and all this other stuff. Like, I don't think the movie is representative of real-life Santa. So just get that out in front. I don't want anybody thinking, what I'm about to say about the Santa Claus movie, I do not feel about real-life Santa.
Okay.
So I watched
What are you
Santa
about
Claus.
to
I just watched the Santa Claus last night, right?
Okay.
And first off, it's very good. I forgot how good it really was. For some reason, as a kid, it was kind of on maybe the lower end of the ones that I loved. Okay. But as an adult, it just hits really great. It would be so stressful to be him and suddenly be getting so fat and gray, and you can't explain it. And then it'd be especially stressful to be his ex-wife, who your kid sitting there telling you, hey, Dad's Santa Claus. And he ends up straight up kidnapping them and everything, right? It's kind of hilarious. But there was this one scene where the police are interrogating Tim Allen. And they're asking him, they're like, you're Scott Calvin. Mm-hmm. What's your name? And he keeps saying Kris Kringle. And I couldn't help but wonder, and it's because I also just read that sci-fi book, Hyperion, which had this kind of almost parasite in it. And not to the extent, but attaches to about it. Does Scott Calvin essentially get murdered by the immortal spirit of Santa Claus in that movie? Because he still has
like The Host. Have you ever seen or read The Host?
Yes. Okay. It's the exact same thing. He is a host for the Santa Claus parasite, to the point where he is now even denying his namesake and calling himself Kris Kringle.
This is a take.
He got his entire life taken up. Now he still holds some tenuous strands to the Calvin persona, as he still loves his son. And I haven't seen Santa Claus 2 or 3, and now there's even an original show on Disney Plus. Yeah. So geez, the Santa Claus, what would you call it, franchise is popping off. But a bit of it was a bit dark. He legitimately, here's a regular dude, classic 90s hardworking executive divorcee.
Right.
And all of a sudden, one Christmas Eve, his life changes, and we think for the better, but how much of Scott is still in there?
I just love that you were sitting there watching the Santa Claus, and this was your takeaway.
When he's telling the cops, my name is Kris Kringle, it's impossible. And look, and his family calls him Scott throughout. I know, but that is not what he told the police.
Well, I saw something like a meme the other day, and it was talking about Santa Claus, and it addressed the fact that the mom and the stepdad were emphatically you're not Santa Claus. Santa Claus isn't real. Santa Claus isn't real. And then, but it's they're also okay with the fact that presents just show up every year they didn't buy. Where did those presents come from? You can't do both.
Well, I think so. Actually, this is maybe where I have the core belief that
is this just a suspended disbelief type thing?
No, I am of the opinion, in my understanding of Santa dynamics, in that if you don't believe in Santa, then I don't think he comes to your house. If you do believe in Santa, I think he does come to your house. And so I think that in the movie, the stepdad talks about how he doesn't get his weenie whistle at 3 years old, and that breaks him. Then he eventually gets it. But that tells me maybe that the presents weren't showing up. Maybe he was naughty. I don't know. Hard to think about a 3-year-old being too nauty.
I don't know. I have a 3-year-old.
I would say, though, I guess sometimes
I
my
can
middle
definitely
one
imagine.
maybe putting that to the test. But, so I think maybe their own, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
Yeah.
Your belief or lack thereof determines if Santa visits your house or not. And maybe that's not true, but that's how I have always thought the big man kind of operated, personally. I can't wait for him to come by again this year.
What a fun time for you.
Poor Scott Calvin, though.
Poor Scott Calvin.
Lost to time. Somewhere out. Have you seen Get Out? Now I'm just thinking that Scott Calvin got
he got
T-tapped into oblivion, and he's just down there no. and he's yelling. What's the kid's name? I'm just gonna call him Jamie because I guess I got Jingle on the way. I'm crossing my streams here, but he's like, Jamie, it's Dad. I'm in here. Don't listen to him. You think that kid cares? No, his dad's Kris Kringle now. Scott, have fun in perpetual limbo until eventually this host dies and you finally get to go to the afterlife, and the Santa virus moves on to infect another person.
So what you're saying is the Santa Claus is actually a horror film.
It could be. You could construe it as such. You could definitely make it into that if you wanted to.
That wasn't what I was expecting when I saw
the Scott Calvin conundrum. That's it, dude.
They could just remake it and make it like a straight horror slasher, like the Winnie the Pooh people
What if you
did.
just changed the music in the background? You know.
What happened to Scott Calvin? I feel like a conspiracy theorist. Like if I existed in that movie's universe, I would be online. Like, what happened to Scott Calvin? Look at this.
Speaking of conspiracy theories, I watched a new documentary. I feel like I wasn't the last.
Those are two sentences that pair like peanut butter and jelly, but do not always lead to the best results. But yes, continue.
I felt like it was all over like my algorithm. Everyone was talking about it. So it's like a three-part docuseries. And so I was like folding clothes the other day, like washing. So I was like, whatever, while I'm like folding, I'll watch. It'll be great. It's called Love Has Won, The Cult of Mother God. Have you heard about this?
I think Caitlin's been hardcore editing lately. And so when she edits, a lot of like just trash TV and stuff goes in the background.
I wouldn't say this is trash TV. I feel like you got to lock in.
Well, either way, I think she ended up getting locked in. But yeah, I've heard. Is this the one where the dude is basically like choosing, like, this is your twin flame?
No.
Oh.
Well, no, he does say that, but it has nothing to do with that guy. It's only about the woman, really.
Oh, okay.
So she is Mother God. So it's this woman, Amy Carlson. I don't know. She grew up like in the Midwest. I can't remember where she's from. Normal childhood, normal life. I mean, you know, she had children early in life. She went through different boyfriends, whatever. She ended up working at McDonald's. She was like on the manager track at McDonald's. This is like mid-90s.
Okay.
And then, you know, that's right when the internet started interneting. You know, a lot of stuff being put on the internet, like mid-90s.
Yep, absolutely.
And so she started falling into these like internet holes, these conspiracy theory holes. She also started doing a lot of drugs.
Again, two things that go hand in hand and do not always lead to the best results.
Oh, wait, okay, she's from Dallas, apparently. Okay, whatever. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That part's not important. So she starts getting on the internet. She meets this like very old man, but they're just like in love, and they feel the same way about all these like
Twin
theories
flames?
about God and like and nature and the whole deal. And so she like runs away from her family. She leaves her kids, her family behind. She goes and finds this guy. They become Mother and Father God. And so they start posting videos on the internet. And what I will say for Amy Carlson, aka Mother God, is that she got in on the ground floor of the internet. She was basically the original Barstool. They were streaming 24/7.
Streaming?
They were like, or maybe not streaming, but they were posting videos all the time.
It might have been on Mark Cuban's broadcast.com.
No, they had their own like thing. I can't remember what their website was called, but she found some IT guy really early, made him a father god. He came in, started ITing it up.
Don't they like hook people up? Oh, sorry, continue.
Well, but so basically like she just keeps snowballing, and she gets these followers. People are watching her on the internet. She's talking a lot about a lot of conspiracy theories that I won't even get into because some of them are wild. I mean, a lot of them are wild, but some of them are deeply like unsettling. And she has these followers, and they end up in Colorado. And her whole thing, this is the best part. So she is Mother God. She speaks to her galactic team. She has a galactic team.
Yeah, I wish I had one.
That consists of, but it's not limited to, Robin Williams, who is her like MVP galactic team.
I mean, he played an alien.
Yes.
In Mork and Mindy. That makes sense.
Carrie Fisher, Michael Jackson, Marilyn Monroe, Cleopatra. She just has a whole...
Bro, that's a freaking squad, dude.
She has a galactic team, and they lead her. They give her directions. But basically what all she's doing is she's waking up every single day and doing the most amount of drugs and drinking the most amount of alcohol possible. And she ends up...
Well, I mean, how else are you going to talk to Robin Williams,
Right.
Cleopatra?
And everyone else is kind of running around like, what can I do for you, Mother God? And they're just like cooking her food and doing things for her. Eventually, she gets very sick because liver failure, and she also is consuming a lot of colloidal silver.
Yep, my grandma got real into colloidal
Yep,
silver.
apparently it turns you blue and it kills you. So, if taken in mass quantity. If taken in mass quantity. I mean, you know. But the whole thing is like, so then nobody ended up getting, she ended up dying. They kept her body in their home and let her just sort of start to mummify because she was ascending to the galactics.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyways, nobody ended up getting charged because apparently, like, she killed herself by taking silver.
So she just got loaded. Gregor mom said she just got loaded for 10 years straight.
Yes, literally. Like, every day she would just get wasted because she was taking on all the bad energy from the world, you know? And it was the only way that she could handle it, you know? But Robin would give her specific instructions every day.
What do you think you should do?
It was wild.
That's,
what are you're doing a lot of voices today.
No, that's like a Robin Williams thing.
You know, he'll just do the voice.
He kind of even doesn't like Aladdin stuff. That was one of Robin. I mean, Rob Williams did a lot of voices. He was like a voice guy. It's like what he did. He was awesome.
Anyways, I got stuck in that, and it is wild.
But am I talking about the same thing? Is that where they like make
there was a guy named
matchmake with somebody or twin flames? Oh, I'm talking about something different.
No, but a guy did say we're like twin flames. He literally says that in the thing.
So I heard, well, I don't know, because Caleb was talking about some documentary where it's everybody who joins a cult, they believe, they are taught the belief that you have a single twin flame out there and that you have to, that they can help you find that person. What they ran into was they were choosing random twin flames and then making people just stalk those people. That didn't go well. So then
that's a different conspiracy theory documentary.
So they were like, okay, you know what? Let's make just members of the church, just make them transition, and they're now your twin flame. And so they needed more males, so they just made a bunch of women transition, and then they started dating each other. Sounds crazy. Sounds crazy.
Yeah, no, 2 different cult films.
Wow.
Maybe I'll watch yours.
Both
you
the
can
twin flames.
No, I mean, like, shout out to this lady. She literally just drank all day and did drugs all day.
It sounds like she kind of hacked life. You know, like if like you wanted to go down that way and live like, you know, not like the most fulfilled life, just like a insane one. She basically had people waiting on her hand and foot while she consumed whatever she wanted to, which is like, you know, not unlike what the human goal has been since the beginning of time. Just have people do everything for you while you just eat and drink whatever you want.
Basically, she was Cleopatra. She did say that was one of her things. She said that she has lived since the earth has existed, and she's just gone from body to body.
Oh, well, no wonder she drinks. She'll be freaking exhausted.
That's what she said. She is. She's so tired.
I mean, just like, ugh.
Just humanity.
You know, it would be crazy.
She got kicked out of Hawaii because when she was in Hawaii,
she as a whole.
She claimed that she was their. I can't remember the name. She claimed that she was their god of like
fishing.
No, their god of like light and volcanoes and fire, or I don't know. I can't remember what the name of the god was, but they did not like that. And like they basically like protested around where she was staying for so long that the government kicked her out.
I mean, she had a lot of juice then to her. Good on her. The craziest part would be what if she's actually right?
What if she was Mother God?
And she was Mother God, and she really is talking to Robin Williams in her galactic council all day.
How frustrating would that be for her if she's like, I am actually talking to Robin Williams?
I mean, at this point, she's like, whatever. You know, you can not believe me. Doesn't matter.
So you're out there watching the Santa Claus, and I'm out here just diving deep.
What happened to Scott Calvin, guys?
Maybe we should get her on the case.
Post it on get your movie review guy to ask the questions. The TikTok guy, who's so good. His Casper breakdown was excellent. All right, when we get back, we're still going to put together a pontoon parlay, more champagne chains. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
K to Z window coverings, baby. You want window coverings that wow? You want KTOZ. The website is K2ZBlinds.com. Again, KTO, not the number 2, KTOZ. Blinds.com. And when you go to the site, you can not only get an idea of like the product and everything else that you're potentially looking at, but the process, right? And the free professional estimate, the free installation, and look, certainly big jobs they can handle if you're building neighborhood, anything like that. They do that, right? But we're speaking to the homeowners here, and you're invested in your home, okay? You ain't getting a new one. Not with these interest rates, right? So it's time to take your home to the next level. And whether it's an outdoor living space, an indoor living space, living room, theater room, you got like a man cave, that's sick, grats, baby room. You don't want them things waking up. You need some blackout curtains, going to work aesthetically and functionally. You want K to Z window coverings.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, boat owners, check it out. It is the holiday season, which means it's time to buy yourself a gift by taking your boat to the next level with our friends at Front to Back Boat Service. Now is the perfect time to upgrade your boat and get it ready for that warmer weather, whether that's trolling motors, HD sonar, anything and everything. The Sherman family's been at it for 30 years, and Devin's going to take you through 30 more.
On championship weekend, it's the Georgia Bulldogs and Alabama Crimson Tide for the SEC championship. Immediately following that game, it's Michigan and Iowa for the Big Ten title. Tune in to catch both of those games right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Man, thought about one of my old friends I haven't thought about in a while now. Dallas Walker, old quarterback back in the day. This man was straight out of Friday Night Lights script. 6'5", wavy hair, tan, abs, quarterback.
All the girls were trying to make out with him.
All the girls were trying to make out with him. Your boy was just trying to make out with Janie Elrod. And Nope. She just wanted 6'5" quarterback. I get it. I mean, he's beautiful.
6'5" quarterback in high school is. Oof.
I know. I mean, at that time, he was probably he was
trying
just.
to think of like my tallest friend.
Well, no, he was like he wasn't 6'5" in 8th grade, but he was like the equivalent of 6'5" and went on to be 6'5". But yeah, it sounds fake almost looking back on it. As I typed it out. Dallas Walker, star quarterback. Like just that enough sounds like it's out of Central Casting. You know, like
when you sent me the text
sound
message,
real.
I was like, did you just Google Friday Night Lights
Yeah.
and send me the
It sounds like it's be from Taylor's favorite television show. It does not sound real at all. All right, so before I get it, real quick, boys. The Brander Group, which is some NIL group, I don't know, blah, blah, whatever. They were trying to sue EA Sports and get the NCAA football game stopped. They withdrew their lawsuit. And there actually was no monetary settlement paid. So I think EA just kind of flexed on them a little bit. But NCAA 2024, back on the books for next summer. Guarantee. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Rivers, you and your book club. I'm using that in air quotes as, I don't know, I would think book clubs
We are
would
a
support,
book/party club.
I would think that book clubs would support local bookstores, but that's fine.
The other members do probably.
Yeah, probably. Sounds convincing.
I bought 2 books. Shout out
Red Stick Reads.
Shout out Red Stick Reads.
You went?
I bought 2 books from them the other night.
time.
So
There we
they were
go.
at the South Down Social thing, like at the market.
So you still haven't been.
Well, wait, it's Thanksgiving. I talked
Unbelievable.
to you 2 weeks ago.
Unbelievable, dude. I
Anyways,
can't.
Shout out Red Stick.
They're the best. Anyway, okay. Explain to me why the book club
Okay.
is going to a BR
So-
Baton Rouge. What's the name of the team again?
The Zephyr.
No, Zydeco.
Zydeco.
Why are they going to a
The
Baton Rouge
Zephyrs.
Zydeco? This is
Hell yeah, they're
this
traveling
is
back
a
in time to see some
bunch
AAA
of,
baseball.
It's a bunch of middle-aged women who get together and like to drink champagne. Is
Am I
middle-aged too aggressive?
middle-aged?
My bad. My
I
bad.
don't know.
This is a bunch of adult women. Middle-aged. Yeah, I don't know. Middle-aged might be rough. I don't know. Are we?
Man.
I guess it depends
This
on
is
when
a
you
tough
die.
start. Tough start.
They get together and like to drink champagne. Why are you going to BR
Okay.
Zydeco games?
So we meet our book club, which, to be clear, we make a lot of jokes. There are so many women in my book club who read the book. Like, it's not, I don't always, but I read. I like to get in my own stuff. And so sometimes if it's a book that I'm just not that interested in, I don't read it. That's all it is. So we meet probably once every other month, depending on the time of year. Sometimes we meet every month. This month, there was like a bonus book for the end of the year, and it was a romance novel.
Hell yeah.
A hockey romance novel.
I know you do like a romance novel.
I didn't read it, though. I do know what it's about,
wow.
though. I just haven't had time. But so if you're not aware, on TikTok, hockey romance novels had like a moment.
TikTok creates so many niche moments that become massive. It's so weird.
Well,
But anyway,
it was like
continue.
so much of a moment that they were targeting specific players, like real life people, and they were kind of tying storylines to them. Like they were almost, it got really creepy. So much so that one of the hockey players' wives had to come out and be like, "Hey, look, this is all fun and games, and I think it's I think it's funny that y'all are doing this, but like, we do have a family and like children, and it's like getting to be a little, you're sexualizing my husband like a little too much." It became a whole thing. Well, anyways, so a lot of the women in my book club, they were part of this movement, and they wanted to read a hockey romance novel. So the book was Icebreaker, if you're interested in reading it.
What a title, dude. What a title. So when you say romance novel, is this literotica?
Yeah, I think it's probably more.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't.
Did this book have a cover?
Have
I
a
already
cover?
know it. It's like
No,
a
the book
battered hockey player. On
This
the
one
front.
actually
Yeah.
looks more like a romance. No, this one looks more like a cutesy, like it's like illustrated. It's not.
Okay.
It's not sexy.
Okay.
Well, okay. So usually with our book,
Icebreaker.
for our party, we come up with a
His
theme.
heart was frozen until she melted it.
We,
Anyway,
you're talking about
I'm sorry,
Frozen?
go ahead.
We come up with a theme based on the book. So this month the book was about hockey. There is a new hockey team in Baton Rouge. So we're
Yeah.
like, how much fun would it be? Let's invite our husbands and let's all go to a hockey game. So we're all going
Why are
to a
y'all
hockey
bringing
game.
the husbands along if y'all are just going to be catcalling the hockey players?
I don't know. We never invite them, so I think we're just like throwing them a bone.
Y'all are actively planning on going to the hockey game to sexually harass those poor Baton Rouge Zydeco players.
Yes, that is the plan.
Unbelievable,
That is
dude.
the plan.
Unbelievable.
But shout out them. So they're actually playing the Mississippi Sea Wolves.
Uh-oh, are you torn? Are you going to be going for Zydeco or Seawolves?
Rivalry game.
A rivalry
I know
game.
that from the spots on the radio.
Hey, look at that.
But I'm saying, who are you going to be cheering for?
I don't know. I feel like I kind of have to cheer for the other team, right?
Oh my!
But it's
God.
not like I have like a jersey.
As Deion Sanders Jr. told Danny Cannell, "You are a pure hoe if you cheer for the Seawolves over the Zydeco."
I do have a Mississippi State hockey jersey, so I think that's actually what I'm going to wear.
Pretty cool.
But that leads me to this next thing. So have you heard about the hockey drama?
No.
Okay, so this actually sounds like the plot of one of these books, but it is real life.
Oh, the Chicago player?
Yes, it involves the Blackhawks.
Oh yeah,
okay.
somebody mentioned this yesterday.
That was me.
So Connor Bedard, who is look.
Oh, that's the number 1 overall pick, right?
Yes.
He's a beast.
He's also like 18.
Yeah.
Yes, to be clear, I know nothing about hockey. I do know what's going on in this story though, because it's wild. But Connor Bedard, incredible hockey player, like the best hockey player.
Yeah, he's
the LeBron James.
He's been like a mixture of LeBron, but like with the Todd Marinovich mixed in, where like he's been like his parents have formed everything around like you're going to be the best hockey player ever,
Yes.
and he's living
Yes.
up to it. But he's
Yes.
also, I think, like never had like a fast food burger or anything. Like
Okay,
something
so
like that.
he plays for the Blackhawks. All right, so recently they had a Mother's Weekend. So, which is kind of, I think, a weird thing for like a pro team
Somebody
to
had a
have.
Mother's Weekend.
But like, yeah, somebody did. Apparently, Corey Perry had a Mother's Weekend.
So I did not realize when you told me this story yesterday, Taylor. It was Connor Bedard's mom.
Yeah,
that changes the dynamics
Well, I didn't
drastically.
mention Bedard. I just said teammate.
I know, but you can bang a random teammate's mom. You can't bang the number 1 pick's mom.
You can't, because then you know what happens?
You get fired.
You get fired.
Like straight up, what are you thinking? He's the franchise star.
That's
dude.
known as a Delonte West strategy.
I know, and sadly, the Delonte West story took an incredibly depressing turn. But
Well,
yes,
but the
famously,
Blackhawks have come out a lot and said, this is not the reason, this is not the reason. This is definitely not the reason. But like, this is definitely the reason.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Guys, sometimes
we were
apparently he walked in. Like Connor Bedard walked in, found them.
No.
Look at Marcus' face.
And the best part. The
How
best
do
part,
we know that
okay?
detail? How do we think we know that detail?
I don't know. It was in an article.
Because I think that's the best part. I don't know what you're about to say, but I think that's actually the best part.
That's the best part. But like the funny part about it is
The
like
funniest part.
Bedard's only 18, right?
Yes.
Corey Perry's 38, and they're teammates. So it's like
look,
they're also
mama,
the same age.
Look,
Like,
okay, so actually, Corey Perry, if he's 38, then he done been in this game for a long time.
For
You're gonna
sure.
show him the door. That is what it is.
I gotta
Well,
tell you,
all
though,
these
like-
moms walked in, and Corey Perry's sitting over there like the old guy. Like,
Yeah, hell yeah.
he's hanging out with the moms,
Hell
not
yeah.
the players.
I mean, look, Corey Perry's played in thousands of hockey games. He's only banged one number 1 pick's mom that we know of. So I kind of actually am coming around to Perry's
Someone
side
said,
now.
is this real or are we talking about the book? We are not talking about a book. To be clear, this is a real hockey story.
Yeah, he got fired on Tuesday.
So maybe hockey is kind of the horny sport.
Well,
I don't know.
No. So I do feel pretty confidently that I was going to ask it, but I have always felt like hockey players are kind of the sexiest of male athletes because they're they're always the bad boys. Or at least maybe it was growing up in the South, so they went like, I'm sure if you grow up like somewhere where hockey is football, then it's not that.
Yeah.
But in the South where hockey was a little alternative, it was always the rugby kids or the hockey kids who were doing the drugs first, who were like just a little throwed off, a little sketchy, very fun to hang out with, but like definitely gave off the most bad boy energy of any of the sports. Football is always a little more clean cut.
I always thought, and this is not fair to hockey players, but I always just thought of hockey players as sort of like big, burly, no teeth guys.
But they're not that burly is the thing.
Yeah.
Like
they're
some
fighting,
of them
They're
are.
fighting a lot, so I guess I just assume they are.
Well, a lot of them miss teeth, and they wear them like pride because they're tough sons. But that goes with the bad boy thing. They're tough. They're tough as hell.
I'm just trying to get a guy with some teeth.
Well, then you don't want a hockey player because when a hockey player loses a tooth, they like to lean into it. Like they like to actively not get it fixed because it's like a flex to everybody else of like, look at me, I'm the man.
They had a How I Met Your Mother episode about that because Robin from the show is Canadian, and I think Barney like sabotaged his teeth intentionally. So
There you go. Exactly. And also, I think there's quite a few of, if you find men to be attractive, I think a toothless hockey bro could actually pull off the toothless look.
Well,
with enough confidence.
All I'm saying is I read the description of the book that I did not read for this book club, and this real life scenario is way more interesting than that book would have been.
Do you think when Connor Bedard walked in, he said shift change and just switched it up with his buddy?
But it's his mom. It's his mom.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Oh. We gotta get a break.
By the way, it's a line change.
That's a hockey joke.
It's a line change.
A line change, my bad.
Oh,
Excuse
you
me,
didn't
my
even
bad,
get it
my bad,
right.
my bad. Yeah, is it not a shift change? It
It's
is
a
a
line
line change.
change.
Damn it. All right. What are you going to do? Ooh, Ann Perry's married, by the way.
Well, so is Bedard's mom.
Of course he is.
Ann Bedard's mom's married?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, that's just
you
mom's
what,
weekend
look,
got
he
out
put
of
out a-
control.
Mom's
They
weekend
had
got
the
way
party.
out
They
of
had the
control.
party, and there were too many drinks going
Look,
down
Perry
at the party.
put out a tweet yesterday, and he said it didn't involve a player's mom either. So
They've denied
he
the
said,
crap
he
out
said
of
I've
it.
seen the rumors. It ain't true. So
Where
he
did
says,
that come from then? You
Well,
know,
also
like,
the best part is
No, I
like
get
nobody
it, but-
actually cares about hockey down here, so I don't even care that much about getting it right.
Yeah.
As long as we just preface it with we could be spreading salacious rumors. It's just too interesting not to talk about.
Well, they're already out there. Like
yeah,
we didn't
we did not
out there.
spread
Yeah.
them. I found this from like some like reputable news
Yeah,
sites. Are
exactly.
talking
New York
about this.
Post had an article on it yesterday. That's where I was telling
Yeah,
T-Bob
New
about
York
it.
Post. I mean, hell
We're
yeah.
in.
They're not at all about drumming up drama at any cost. Like, absolutely,
No,
I
but
agree.
they're well known.
No,
is what
I know.
saying.
I'm messing with you. All right, when we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Sandgriff, join us for Lock of the Week Friday from Rufino's on Highland Road. We preview the conference championship games across college football. 11 a.m. start.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Wow. Rivers just told me a crazy Skrillex story. There's no point in bringing it. I don't fully understand how to bring it on air. But it just, but I didn't know Skrillex was a Scientologist, for whatever that's worth. Maybe
full circle, Mother God.
Like maybe that's what Xenu sounds like. Xenu sounds like dubstep.
Do you think he DJs a lot of their
check
stuff?
Out with me.
He just DJs it all.
Yeah, but what sucks about that is he probably has to do it for free. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know. They actually have so much money to throw around that they could probably toss him. Like they could throw him.
I feel like he's probably the headline performer at Scientology parties.
No, that's what I'm saying. But also like dubstep's kind of gone now. So if you're just like. Is it not? Is it bad?
I feel like it is, yeah.
I don't know. I just really like it.
It was cool for a bit.
You do not really still like dubstep.
I like it. I like trap. Probably trap better than like dubstep. Look, you gotta beat dropping.
When are you listening? When are you listening to trap music? And I feel you like.
Look, you saw my most liked song. I mean, I listen to a variety of sounds.
Your most liked song is the most repressed, emo, horny song I've ever heard in my entire life, and it's apparently from TikTok, right?
It is, and it's also slowed down. That's not even the original version of the song.
Yeah, I mean TikTok, bro. I mean TikTok. Look at what it did for Running Up the Hill
Jack
and
Harlow?
Everything else. Yeah.
That song I'm trying to get you to do a video.
Yeah, the Jack Harlow. I can't. It's just not me. It's just not me. I just can't do it.
It could be you.
Cannot do it.
It
Have y'all heard that
could
Jack
be.
Harlow song that all the white guys are lip syncing to?
It's White Boy Winter. Yes, it's like, so it's all started because Jack Harlow released that Lovin' On You song, but he released like 15 seconds first on TikTok, which is how artists do this now. And people started doing dances to it. Well, this one guy.
Oh, is that what they do? They release the 50. Oh,
and so people start like hearing it and then they want the whole song. Well, so this guy, I don't know his name, but he did a dance to it. And before he started his dance, he did a full Rubik's Cube. He's just kind of like this nerdy, kind of like tall, lanky guy. He's just doing the Rubik's Cube. And then suddenly he throws the Rubik's Cube down. He's finished it in like 10 seconds. And then he starts doing this dance. Oh. And everyone's kind of like, is this what I'm into? Like, am I the Rubik's Cube?
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, so it's like, and so then all these other guys started doing the dance. And it basically, it will make any guy attractive. Doing a dance to this song will make any guy attractive.
I vehemently disagree with that assertion.
But you're not a girl.
Jack Harlow. No, I know, but I am a guy, and the reason why Jack Harlow pulls it off is because.
No, but Jack Harlow's not the one doing the dance.
No, I know, but his
it's this
song
like Rubik's Cube guy.
His song is imbued
I think
with
we should
confidence.
Look it up.
And this guy, when he's
just
doing his
look up Rubik's Cube, Lovin' On You.
When this guy's doing his Rubik's Cube, that's his most confident place. That's what he does.
Yeah.
And so he is on display there. And so he's combining confidence with confidence.
I have seen such a wide variety of men dance to this song.
Yes.
And if you lean into it and you don't get embarrassed and you just do the thing.
It's tough to do. It's tough to do.
I think it's kind of
there you go, fellas. If you want girls to bang you, you got to be willing to do this. But I don't think I can pull it off.
But
dude.
also,
it's tough to do,
I'm not
boys.
the only one who feels this way. Like,
No.
women are on the internet and they are sweating.
Yeah, it's like the Scream Mask thing that went on for a little bit
Yes.
there. Which was also another odd TikTok one.
I gave up all forms of that when I went to Vegas. I was in a good mood. I did the gritty, and a girl told me that it looked like I was using the bathroom.
You mean it was more like the shitty?
Yes.
With a D.
Hey,
with DDY.
Do you know who one of the main people?
DDY.
Who one of the main
relax.
people who came out and said that this was hot? Kendall Toole.
I know, I saw. And you know me. I love my Kindle tool
I know you do.
shadowboxing classes. So even though I'm more on Ramigo Rad now, but when she said that, I was like, damn, I wish I could pull this off.
You could.
Nope.
T-Bob, you are way more coordinated than most of the guys I've seen doing this.
It's just, how about this? Bilbo. Skrillex was also the lead singer / screamer of From First to Last.
You
one of my favorite bands as a wee
You should actually listen to
lad.
the song Emily.
Mm-hmm.
I know the girl. I know Emily.
Yeah, that was kind of the basis of the entire story, as insane as that is. So Skrillex's origins are in Screamo before he got into...
Look, Greg, furiously scribbling notes.
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying, guys.
There you go.
You got a little time on your hands today.
All right, when we get back, Daniel Elston wants us to talk sports, please. Somebody give me a sports take. Hurry, guys. Come on.
Pelicans. Hey, we hired Jeff Levy.
Jayden Daniels.
No, shut up.
Jayden Daniels won the Johnny Unitas Award
Yes,
yesterday.
Jayden Daniels did win the Johnny Unitas Award. Thank you. Way to go, JD.
I feel like mine was kind of big news.
Love to see it. Look, State is,
Look, you know how I
it's an awesome, cool,
You know how I feel.
great place. State is swag.
Wait,
State is
swag
cool.
is swag is state.
Swag is State. Yeah.
Cool
State
is State.
Yeah, cool is State.
Get it right.
Great, awesome, and cool. You couldn't.
We
You could have
gotta
gone
do
for
some
like
media training, guys.
You
all
could have
right?
gone for like a
Chill out.
single adjective
Chill
above
out.
the most base ones ever. Hey, but I did love that Levy was like, "Look, we gonna score points." He was like, He didn't say anything about winning, but he was like, "But you know what we gonna do? We gonna put up a lot of points." Hell yes, dude. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour number 3 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's going on, y'all? It's that special time of year, and at Gordon Kearney Injury Attorney, they are giving back. Gordon, giving away a record number, 488 bicycles this Christmas season. It's because Gordon's favorite Christmas ever was, coming down, seeing that tree, and underneath was a shiny red bike. And so in an effort to try to recreate that feeling for others, every year they do the bike giveaway. This is the biggest one yet. If you want a chance to win, make your child's Christmas, your Christmas, whatever, you follow them on social media at GetGordon, and then you go register at GordonGives.com. Till December 7th, if you're in the Baton Rouge or Hammond area, GordonGives.com. Make it one of those, Christmases that we all remember so much. That sticks with us for the rest of our lives. At Get Gordon, giving back this holidays, GordonGives.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
This Sunday for a trio of NFL games. We start with the noon kickoff, the Dolphins at Commanders. Immediately following that game, it's 49ers and Eagles. And then the nightcap, the Kansas City Chiefs at Green Bay Packers. Catch all three of those games right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, closing our show, a little Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Coors Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Wheat. It's time for a little pontoon parlay. How we feeling, boys? What are we feeling this weekend?
I think me and Mario got our picks ready. You can go ahead, bud.
Okay, I like Oklahoma State plus 15 the last I saw against Texas. Texas, sizable favorite. They should be. But Mike Gundy is a good coach, and Gordon is a good running back, arguably the best player on the field. So maybe they don't win the game, but I think they definitely at least cover, stay within 2 touchdowns of Texas.
Yeah. And again, this is in the context of us just talking earlier about how Texas has one of the best rush defenses in the country, but you've been right a lot this year, and so we're gonna roll with you. So Okie State plus 15.5. Taylor,
I like Tulane to cover the 3.5.
Okay, I actually had that on mine as well. So
I like Tulane to cover the 3.5.
I was thinking about going to Iowa, but that just feels a little too.
They played Michigan in this exact game, and I think Iowa was 10-2 that year too. And I took them, and they lost by like 50.
I mean, Alabama plus 5.5 is interesting.
I would feel better about that than the Iowa pick.
But no, I don't think I'm not going to play Iowa. I'm not going to play Iowa. But I'm saying, like, do I really? But this is what I hate about Alabama, right? And shout out the Pontoon Parlay, brought to you by DraftKings, which we'll get in a minute. But, like, when you hate a team and then you bet on them and they lose, it just sucks that much more.
It's the worst.
It's the absolute worst. I don't want to involve emotion in the parlay, so I'm not going to go with Washington plus 9.5, even though I'm going to bet that myself personally just to try to put some positive energy on it. Army Navy under. Do y'all hate Florida State minus 1.5?
Nah, I picked them earlier.
I know Rodemaker's out. I mean, we have limited selection. I don't want to bet on Alabama. If anything, I would go Georgia 5.5, but I don't feel great about that.
T-Bob, if you like Washington, dude, take them.
I don't like Washington. I think all the analytics, like, I see why everybody's saying Oregon's going to win, but I'm just hoping that Washington is. Oh, you know what? You're right, though. You've empowered me.
If you like
we
them,
need a
take them,
dog.
dude.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go Washington plus 9.5.
That still might be the best line left, honestly.
F him, dude. Suck it, nerds. Oregon, you ducks. Quack, quack, quack these. Whatever. Ask the Bench. Cold Coors Life is here.
Man, everyone on the, not everyone, no. To be clear, just a few people are so mad that I get on TikTok. They're so mad.
It's from China, Riz!
No, they're not in it. It's bad for the kids. It's like, it's so dumb. And then I was like, I mean, I'm so sorry that, like, I enjoy a thing. Like, I would hate to enjoy anything that you don't enjoy.
Wait. What are they mad about? That you watch TikTok?
I judge anyone who's on TikTok.
No, fear, and also, like...
Okay, judge me. I don't care. I probably do a lot of things that you would judge me more for.
Fear for the kids is one thing, and that's natural.
When have
Everybody
parents
not feared
never
for the kids.
not
Exactly.
feared a technology?
Exactly. But, like, getting on an adult for doing something like
and then
whatever.
someone was mad that I was like, I'm so sorry, you're gatekeeping fun. Like, did I use the word gatekeeping because it's overused? Oh, I'd hate to do that either.
I gotta be honest. I don't ever hear people use the word gatekeeping.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I don't think that's overused
Not
at
much
all.
in mine either.
Gosh,
By the way,
just let
DraftKings
people have fun and
Sportsbook
enjoy
app.
their life.
DraftKings Sports App's a way to play the pontoon parlay. Right now, it's the NBA. Pelicans play tonight. You bet $5 on basketball. You get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Remember, it's safe, secure, reliable, 24/7 emergency support. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the code Baton Rouge. New customers get $150 instant in bonus bets. Like I said, Baton Rouge, all one word, for betting just $5 on basketball. A crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537. Must be 20 or older. Physically present in Louisiana. Select pairs only. Licensing partner, no Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Select pairs. Oh, wow. They were that twice. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. Y'all have a great weekend.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
And remember, if you're feeling poor this weekend, head over to Patient Plus Urgent Care. PatientPlusUC.com, where you will see the difference. Okay, Patient Plus is incredible, y'all. They got locations littered all throughout the city. And so if you're feeling the crud, your kids right before a holiday break have brought back, they're just walking biohazards at this point. Well, whether it's cold, flu, whatever, COVID, they got you. They got all the steroid shots, everything. Patient Plus Urgent Care, PatientPlusUC.com.
A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.